no kind of police force should be the judge, jury, and executioner whenever it comes to something like a misdemeanor like immigration.
I think the desert is pretty bad
Oh
in
yeah,
terms of
you're
like,
big dead. You're big dead if
cause
you get
like
caught in the desert.
that's like hard mode. You don't get born talented, you stupid
Exactly.
fucking idiot. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
I'm not drawing the fucking Mona Lisa, but I didn't come out of the whip come
Yeah.
out the coochie drawing like this, bro. Like I
That country song.
is it
Only
country or is
you. The people who are in high seats of power, they don't tell their kids not to go to college. I think debt has become a boogeyman for people that don't understand economics. Okay, I think we're ready. All right, happy Free for All Friday, folks. Welcome back, boys, girls, and everyone in between. We are a studio created by artists for artists, and in our sketch sessions, we talk about anything that comes to mind while creating human art. I am Esso, and with me, as always, is the co creator and motivator, Miss Lily.
Hey guys, welcome back.
So tonight, like I said, it's a free for all, which pretty much means that we get to draw whatever we want while talking about whatever piqued our interest for the past week. As promised, I'll be working on the Wolverine and Faye piece today that I reworked a couple of weeks back. What do you think you're going to be working on today, Lily?
I'll be working on a piece from Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You.
So I've heard of that anime a lot. From what I hear about it is that it's a really cool character piece. Have
Yeah.
you been watching it lately?
Um, so I think about a month ago they started playing this mini series to I guess help advertise the actual anime.
Right.
Um, I don't really have I can't really understand what's going on with that whole thing. I don't know if the mini series is like its own like its own stories that
Yeah.
aren't part of the anime. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if they're previews of the episodes, like it's a little mini series that's actually like the first 5 episodes or something like that.
Yeah.
Because the mini series is like 15 minute long episodes at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if that's that thing or if it's its own thing and it's helping advertise this piece. I don't know. But about a month ago they had the mini series, and right now they're doing the full length anime series release right now.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So it's I'll give a short synopsis
Mm-hmm.
on the the, the anime. It's very simple. So there's this main character. Um, Let me look up their names so I'm not just calling them guy and girl
No
because I
problem.
don't I actually don't remember their names.
From what I remember, it's
It would help if I knew their names.
yeah. So you're saying that you were possibly watching like some offshoot episodes or mini episodes that went with the main anime?
Sorry?
I was asking the offshoot episodes that you were watching or the mini episodes. They were an add-on to the actual anime itself before it aired.
I don't know.
Okay.
Like I have no idea if these are like standalone episodes or if they're part of the anime. Um of course the story is very simple. I don't see it like divulging that much
Mhm.
from the actual piece. Um, I just don't know what they're doing. But yeah, I was explaining there's a mini series before it, and then right now is the actual animes has come out. The synopsis is I just looked up their names and their ages because that's like part of the discussion that's happening with this anime right now. So it follows Sasaki, who is the main male protagonist, a 45-year-old businessman who works in sales at a company. He works in an office, and you know how toxic the Japanese work culture is. He's overworked. He
Yeah.
kind of depressed. He, you know, um, so uh, he goes to see this one female worker who's a 24-year-old. Um, she's this well kept, seemingly cute, seemingly naive type of, like um ignorance is bliss type character, and he likes to go see her like because of his depressing lifestyle. She kind of brightens up his day,
Okay.
and so kind of like a, and not really that he has a crush on her. Of course, he thinks she's cute, but he just likes how happy she seems and stuff like that. So one day, he goes behind the uh, walks towards the behind area of the supermarket to go smoke, and he runs into this other female character who looks around the same age as Tayama, who is, I'm trying to remember if they're if the names are correct. It doesn't really matter because they're the same person. He just doesn't know that they're the same person. He's like really, yeah, he's so dense. Like they have the same hair color,
Right.
It's just that Yamada, or the lady that he runs into behind the supermarket to go smoke with,
Mm-hmm.
he has piercings, she has a leather jacket, she
Oh,
looks
I
like
see.
very punk, so
Yeah.
very opposite of who Tayama looks in the supermarket. So
Mm-hmm.
he, of course, you kind of would be like, "Oh, whoa, who is this person? Can't be the same person." But then I think after a while you'd be like, "They're the same person, right?" But
Yeah.
he's pretty gullible because she's like, "Oh no, we're different people." She actually tells him up front, like, "Oh, that's my coworker," you know, like just to mess with him. But then
Yeah.
after a while, they start hanging out some more, like smoking, and then um she also, they get to know each other's characters. They grow this respect for each other and kind of a little crush towards each other.
Mm-hmm.
um it's really nice to see because they're both adults.
Oh, well, that's that's a nice
You know
change of pace.
yes, it is. I really highly recommend it. The discourse behind the anime, interestingly enough, I don't know if there's any discourse that the anime might be encouraging unsavory practices, which is smoking. Um, I'm surprised that there's no talks about that. Maybe there is
Mm-hmm.
in smaller circles, but I haven't seen any.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I have to admit, I actually think smoking is kind of attractive. So watching this anime is like, whoa. But like,
Right.
do I encourage people to smoke? Please don't do that. Lung cancer is real.
Right. It's not
The dare,
not exactly the best
yeah,
thing, but I get
the
it.
the yeah, the dare program beat that
Mm-hmm.
out of me. I've never I've never held a cigarette in my life, but um yeah,
Growing up a smoker, I get it.
yeah,
Mm.
the actual discourse that's happening with the anime is their age difference.
Oh.
So Yamada is the woman in the anime. She's
Mhm.
24 years old, and Sasaki, the main character in the anime, is
Mhm.
45.
Oh,
So
shit.
that's a 20
Yeah, that's a 20-year
year
gap.
age difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of get it. It is a little weird. So
Mhm.
to me, like 10 years, yeah, that's kind of pushing it, but at
Yeah.
like 20 years is kind of, whoa, that's crazy. But
That's 2 whole
um
generations between people.
yeah, that's 2 decades. Like,
Yeah.
but I've talked about age gaps before
Mhm.
in real life and stuff like that. I think if you're both in similar parts in your life where
Mhm.
you should be like hitting certain milestones, it should be okay.
Yeah,
If you can get past the weird generational differences, your humor's gonna be, I guess, different and all this
slightly,
stuff.
sure.
Like, yeah, in the
Yeah.
anime, Sasaki, the man, struggles with a new smartphone. Like he used to have this old flip phone and
Yeah.
it breaks and he gets a smartphone and he asks Yamada to help him with his phone, and she at one point is just like, "You're a dinosaur." And to me, like personally, that would be like, yeah, no, that's a no for me, dog. But
Right.
I think if it works for the people, like, the people who are in the relationship, they're both
Mhm.
consenting adults, if that's your thing, sure, like go for it. But other than that, not to ramble too much about it, it is it is really good. I, me watching so much anime that I've watched now, and me having rewatched Dr. Stone. I remember
Mhm.
when we were talking about Dr. Stone in our breakdown of it, like our critique of it. I
Yeah.
remember saying that the animation was pretty good. So I have to say I'm gonna take that back. I was rewatching it,
Mhm.
and you were telling me like it's not that great. Like
Yeah,
it's
the
okay for
animation
what
is
it
a
does.
little yeah.
Yeah, so I have to be honest. Whenever
Mhm.
I was watching Dr. Stone, I was watching it while doing something else. Like I can manage
Oh, I
to
see.
draw,
Yeah.
and because I watch it on my phone, so my phone will be right next to my tablet, and
Mhm.
I'll just be looking over every so often, and I can understand pretty much enough Japanese to know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Um,
So you were getting
so yeah,
glimpses of it throughout, and you
yeah,
weren't
and the
seeing, like, the
glimpses
full
I
animation.
yes, and the
Mhm.
glimpses I saw were the pretty good parts,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
parts where they're fighting,
Well,
because the
it's like I
fighting
said
scenes were
back then
okay.
yeah, it's like I said back
Mhm,
then, the artwork's really good. The animation,
mhm.
on the other hand
It's not that great, yeah,
yeah.
especially me watching it back. That's to say, the animation for this being
Mhm.
a slice of life anime, you wouldn't expect too much from it, right?
Right.
Like, yeah, there's stills and there's not like much going on in the shots, but I
Mhm.
think it's there are some shots that are shot really well, like cinematically. The colors are pretty good. It has that coloration for anime and animation, sure,
Mhm.
but there's some points where it gets really good. So I think animation is not something not to sneeze at. I think is it? No, it's only published by Square Enix in the manga. It doesn't say if they're the part in animation. Um, but whoever does it's doing a pretty good job, I think.
Oh, well, that's good. So then you would say the animation, what would you rate it? Like,
Since they're adult characters.
right.
Out of like 10, maybe a 7, 7.5.
Okay. Alright. That's good. That's pretty good for a
Yeah.
slice of life for sure.
6 to 7. Yeah. Yeah. Nowhere near Kyoto animation styles of slice of life animation.
Mhm.
Those are really good.
Right.
Um yeah, those are amazing, but that's a 10 for me. Kyoto animation slice of life animations, but yeah.
What's an example of a property from them?
Kyoto anime.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've ever watched them. Free, free,
Free?
the swimming anime.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, I've never watched it, but definitely heard of that anime
Beyond the
before.
boundary. Beyond the boundary is a slice of life, but there is supernatural elements to it. It's
Mhm.
the girl with the pink hair and the red glasses. Sound euphonium, hyokai. No, not hyokai. Hyoka. Uh, is it Tamago? Tamago Market?
I'm definitely.
Tamako Market.
Oh,
I was
okay.
about to say that's my favorite one from them, and I was like, I can't get the name of that series wrong. That's my favorite one. Um, yeah, Tamako Market. Oh, the animation is so good in that one. Um, man, they're just top tier
Okay,
animation
I
studio.
think a good.
Yes.
Oh, do they also do Violet Evergarden? Sage
Yes.
Sage String
Yep.
in
Mm-hmm.
YouTube chat brought that up.
Yep. Violet Evergarden. I forgot
I
about that
see.
one. You can tell. The way that they draw the characters is very like that's spot on. That's the style of that studio.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Like
Yeah.
the
That
eyes are the
sounds.
same, the nose.
Yeah. I've
Hmm.
definitely seen Violet Evergarden.
That
Um.
one's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. That one's really really good. So yeah, if
Hmm.
that's an example of what they're putting out for sure, that that is
Yes.
some grade A animation
That's the
there.
10. That's the 10 ranking on the slice of life style animation. Like, you know. Oh, so good.
So you would highly recommend smoking with you or smoking in the back of the supermarket with you?
Yes, I would. It's
Okay.
really good. I'm not put off by the age difference. It's
Mhm.
funny to see how, yeah, age kind of makes them a little different.
Mhm.
It's funny to see those types of character interactions.
Right.
But
And
yeah,
plus and plus I hear there's not like a heavy romantic aspect to the story. More so like a platonic relationship between the two.
it's kind of I don't know if they're gonna delve into that because you can tell they
Mhm.
kind of have a crush on each other.
Yeah.
So it is delving more into like this cute little crush, but
Okay.
it does feel more, yes, more platonic, like more respect
Yeah.
of each other as friends. But who knows? It could be more.
That
I,
sounds
I'm
awesome.
I'm for it. They're
Yeah.
cute. Yeah.
I'm down to see how that how that goes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. Yeah. I wanna check out that one. I'll see. I'll put that on the list. Especially since it's a slice of life, and I'm not like terribly versed in a lot of slice of life animes. I would love to kind of like dig into one, and it's a plus that this is a story about adults, whereas with a lot of slice of life, it's like high schoolers, and I think that's why that's why I've always kind of steered away from them. But it'd be nice to see an adult orientated um anime for sure. So I'm
Hmm.
down to watch it. I'm gonna go check it out. Dude, as far as what I'm gonna be drawing, I mean, one, I wanted to draw it because I said I was going to uh last stream, but the other thing is that there's been some new developments coming out of it that we're gonna be able to go over in our topics, and and I think it's really interesting because Sony and PlayStation in general are really going through it right now. I can't wait to go into all the ins and outs and all the murmurs happening over there. But before we do, I want to get a little bit of housekeeping out of the way. If you are watching the stream, be sure to join us in chat. Let YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram know that you're here and counted. If you're a first time watcher on Twitch and Instagram, hit that follow button. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and bell so you can get notifications next time we're online and go live. Um, in a chat, you will see links. The first being to Miss Lily's socials, both on Instagram and TikTok. You can find her at Lily Lilac Draws, all one word. And then just below her links, you'll see another where you can find more artwork from me, clips from the stream, and donate over to the studio at the link spree. Um, we have had a couple of followers that have popped up on Instagram that I want to give some recognition over to and appreciation. Let me see here. Which That's the other thing I want to go into later on today, because it looks as if one of the reels that I posted from earlier in the week is starting a discussion and a bit of a debate. So I want to play that on stream and get your take on it. But for the month of July, I want to thank Backwards One, Justin Nalon Art. I want to thank Papu 98123. I want to thank Not Yuji's Trinket Crow. I want to thank Cernak Grim, as well as Meowster's Admiral. Thank you very much, guys. Also on YouTube, Sage String, who was on chat earlier. I want to thank, we recently got about 3 more followers over on YouTube. Thank you very much, guys, from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate that you're checking out the shorts, as well as checking us out here on live. And if you get a chance to check us out tonight, I greatly appreciate it. The final thing that I want to go over is a slight disclaimer that the artwork that I present in each stream, and only my artwork, is pre-recorded. Due to my attention deficit, I cannot draw and carry on a conversation at the same time. So, because my process is pretty solitary, and I'm usually listening to music or watching things in the background. So, throughout the week, I record about 2 hours of my process in OBS for each stream. And if I end up working over that 2 hours, I go into Premiere and I shorten it a bit in order to match the total length of the stream. No artistic process is lost in the video editing, just some time. But I always say a good artist isn't always a fast artist. Obviously, repetition can speed up the process, but I didn't create the stream to showcase speed. I created it to showcase the artistic process, to create, and to have a good conversation while doing so. So if you notice any kind of video playback, it's either me messing up the editing process or the presentation itself. And for that, I'm sorry, that's completely my bad. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and pull up the artwork. Let's get it started here. Let me change the scene over so you can see that. Miss Lily was already able to get some work done as we were trying to get everything fixed over here on my end. Sage is back in on YouTube chat. Thank you very much for coming back. We deeply appreciate it. You're a trooper for sticking with us. As far as the topics that we have on hand, man, we got a little bit of everything, from current events to discussions on AI to what's happening in the entertainment industry. I'm gonna go through some of the current events real quick to get all the depressing stuff out of the way. Recently, this past week, ICE has killed yet another unintended target out in Maine. Unfortunately, a man by the name of Johann Sebastian, 26-year-old Mexican national, was killed by ICE. He was confirmed by the Department of Homeland Security that he did have a working permit from 2025, as well as a social security number. So he was completely legal to work here in the United States. And of course, according to the DHS, none of the agents had any kind of body cams on them. So as far as being able to review what exactly happened, now we cannot. My heart goes out to Sebastian and his family, as well as his poor child who was sitting in the back seat whenever he was shot by these agents. It's never a good scenario. Well, in general, no kind of police force should be the judge, jury, and executioner whenever it comes to something like a misdemeanor like immigration, especially if the intended target wasn't even the one to be captured or sought after. And I was saying earlier today that it it makes me worry what's going to happen to the next generation that's being raised in this kind of authoritarian fascistic regime. And it's I don't look forward to the next 10 to 20 years. That's for sure. Because I think it's going to take just as long to get America's reputation back, or even slightly better. Um, the other part of grim news that we ended up getting this last week is that Lindsey Graham, a Republican senator from South Carolina, died on the 11th due to a aortic dissection, which was caused by cardiovascular heart disease that he suffered from. Surprisingly, he got replaced pretty quick, according to the South Carolina Constitution. The governor is allowed to replace a senator in times like this, and apparently they chose Senator Graham's younger sister to take his place until elections can be held again, which was it put a really bad taste in everybody's mouth, because a lot of people feel as if their voice isn't being heard by no vote taking place. But yeah, that's pretty brutal, and that's a pretty quick turnaround. And then the other thing that I was mentioning earlier was that I don't know if we have a update on Mitch McConnell. As far as I know that there has been a photo circulating of him and his wife in the hospital, even though technically his wife is supposed to be in China right now. From last I heard, but we'll see what happens there. Right, nothing weird's happening, right, guys? Maybe not. Who knows? Are Republicans keeping this senator alive just to? Oh yeah, Mark said that the photo was AI as fuck. Yeah, yeah. I, it seems as if Republicans are literally keeping a dead a dead senator alive for the sake of holding on to power. So that's always awesome. On a brighter note, it seems as if a federal judge has turned down President Trump's lawsuit against the IRS, stating that it was filed for a improper purpose, and has referred Trump's attorneys for disciplinary action. President Trump's lawsuit against the IRS over his leaked tax returns was filed for a improper purpose. A judge on Monday, as she referred to one of his lawyers for potential disciplinary action, and characterized the $10 billion complaint as an exercise in self-dealing. U.S. District Court Judge Kathleen Williams accused Trump and his lawyers in a scathing ruling of having manipulated the court system when he sued a federal agency under his control, bypassing a requirement that parties in a lawsuit must have adverse interests. The lawsuit ended in a settlement that granted the president immunity from tax audits and established a $1.776 billion fund to compensate Trump allies who believe they have been unjustly prosecuted. So now that slush fund's definitely not happening, and his family can now be audited whenever he's no longer in office. So, hey, man, we take our small wins where we can. As far as any kind of current events, let's see here. I think that's about it. We can go ahead and start going into our topics here. You know what? Lily, do you want to go ahead and we'll get started on the subject of AI first? Since you have a couple of topics related to that, you want me to go over one of my topics first, or do you want to go over one of yours here?
You could go ahead.
All right. Let's see here. So, first topic at hand. You know what? Before I do that, okay. I just wanted to be sure that I'm showing the artwork. No more mess ups on tonight's stream. All right, so before let's see. First topic, it seems as if about 300 Netflix titles use generative AI this year, revealed by the company. They say roughly 300 Netflix programs across the streamer's library have used generative AI across their production process so far this year. They revealed in a second quarter earnings report on Thursday. The company singled out programs like its Indian sports thriller series Glory, its Brazilian soccer miniseries called Brazil 70, a saga do try, and its American Revolution focus docuseries called The American Experiment for their uses of the technology, which Netflix said helped create highly complex sequences that include enhanced crowd sizes and battle sequences. Um, wh- I ain't gonna lie. Whenever I first saw the shows that they were listing off that they're using
Mhm.
Gen AI for, I was worried one of the shows that I that I watch on Netflix was gonna pop up there.
Yeah. You said 300?
Yeah, 300
Yeah.
shows in total. So the ones that they focused on, it looked like a good majority of them are either documentaries or docu-series, which leads me to believe, because whenever you're scrolling through Netflix, you have a lot of these Netflix-based shows um, that you can always tell whenever they don't have large creative teams behind them, and it's usually like documentaries that are all around Netflix or some of like these kind of unknown dramas that pop up here and there. I
Mhm.
wonder if they're part of this 300 programs that Netflix is talking about, and I'm hoping that it doesn't apply to the really big series that you see on Netflix, like for instance, whenever they had Sandman or One Piece, or these series that require a gigantic creative team in order to make them. I'm hoping that they're not included. At this point, I don't know for sure, especially if they're saying 300 series, but again, like I guess one of the things that pop into my head that there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of series on Netflix, and I don't know which ones are exclusively created by the Netflix studio itself. You know what I mean? And so I
Mhm.
wonder, like, I don't know if 300 of those are just like a small fraction of the total amount of shows, or if they do actually include some of the big tentpole Netflix series that we see coming out. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think like this is just a small fraction and we only got to worry about documentaries that are coming out on Netflix, or do you think we have to worry about the big ones?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know how many series there are on Netflix. I don't I mean, maybe, but I would think that these people who are producing these shows are paying attention
Yeah.
to how the internet is reacting to AI use. And they would, not really be for it.
Mhm.
There are some big creators in the creative space who are kind of like not really advocating for it, but saying that AI could lend a hand in the creative field, which I think, as I've stated before, is just not really a way to go.
Yeah.
Um, just because of what it's doing to the planet by
Mhm.
itself, and that it is stealing from content that's already been made. Like there's just
Exactly.
so many bad things to it that it's a shame that there are some creatives in the creative field who are like, let's just see what it can do,
Yeah.
when I feel like they should be stopping it. Their voice is so powerful, they should kind of be fighting against it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
just
I
yeah,
think the
but I
same.
don't know. Yeah, I don't really know for sure about any of the other big properties on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
But Netflix has always been for just green lighting content to have content, and
Yeah.
then but they're so readily um they make the decision fast to cancel shows. It's really weird. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't understand what they're trying to do actually as an entity. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
I think as an entity, they're trying to push AI onto a lot of these creative teams, uh, and maybe they can only really do it to the creative teams of smaller series. Again, because it feels as if 300 series is kind of like a drop in the bucket whenever it comes to Netflix, because it's such a gigantic platform. But for whoever they are able to strong arm into using this technology, I think I think it would like the studios, or at least the smaller creators that can be pushed into this are probably the smaller ones. You know, these studios are creating the documentaries or the docu series. Especially since a lot of these docu series, that the ones that they focus on, I've never even heard about, honestly. Apparently the docu-series, The American Experiment, is relatively big for Netflix. Although whenever I looked it up, um, but again, I had to look it up to even see what that docu series was. I didn't even know it existed. But then again, I'm not a gigantic American history buff, you know. But yeah, it's disheartening to see Netflix kind of strong arm, if they are right, strong arming smaller studios to kind of adapt this technology. Um, Although, just to stay on topic, this kind of relates to what we see happening at companies who are rethinking incentives for AI use. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
um, yeah, that's one of the articles I came across
Mm-hmm.
this week. Um, a bunch of companies. Um, I don't know if it was earlier this year, but sometime just recently have been pushing for their employees to use AI to help streamline whatever content they're needing to push out.
Mm-hmm.
So for I think in the article use a lot of like law firms
Yeah,
uh, as an example,
which I can
and
confirm that does happen a lot.
yeah, so they were pushing for that, but then a lot of the what is it called? The what is that called when they go to court? The
Trial?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
during the trial, a lot of the people participating will notice that it's AI,
Yeah.
so they'll call it out, and so now these law firms, just using this as an example, are being called out for their AI use, and
Mm-hmm.
some of their stuff is being thrown out because it's like, oh well, is this really valid, or we can't trust this because we can tell it's AI. You need to. I don't know if they're asking them to redo like their whole case and all
Mm-hmm.
of this other stuff, but a lot of those companies are being punished by the content that they're pushing out.
Mm-hmm.
So now companies are rethinking. Like, apparently they were giving incentives for using AI for their
Mm-hmm.
employees, and now they're like thinking like, oh, maybe we shouldn't like do that because now a lot of the content, it's more quantity over quality. So now they're wanting the quality part. So they're
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to tell them like, don't you can use AI, but you have to also like use your brain while you're doing it. But it's just like, well, if then what is the point? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
I think they're noticing that it's more of a failure to use AI than it's harming more than it's helping.
Yeah.
Which goes into another topic that I found. Um, so yeah, they're rethinking their whole AI strategy. They're trying to still push it, but also encourage their employees to not use it the same way they've been using it, which
Mhm.
I think will just divulge to them being like, okay, maybe just don't use it at all. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, yeah, which
I
goes into the
Mhm.
second topic I
Yeah.
found, that Gen Z is actually going on Reddit the, to confess to their AI guilt. Um, so a bunch of Gen Zers who are going into the workforce are basically going on Reddit and um yeah, confessing to their guilt, saying like uh namely there's this one person who went on Reddit and was saying like, they were a good student, they made straight marks, good grades.
Mhm.
They'd never cheated at all during their academic history. No shortcuts. They worked hard. They
Mhm.
developed these skills and they developed good cognitive skills to get to a good job that they're in now. But then when they got into the job they're in now, they're pushed to use AI,
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
which they feel guilty for because AI is only it's only made to shortcut pretty much everything.
Yeah. It's a
And
half measure.
now, yeah, so because everyone wants everything fast. So,
Mhm.
oh, just do this, just use AI to make it go fast. So, n- and for people who valued working on those skills to create good products or to get the research that you want, anything that requires effort, like just using AI, is making them feel really bad, which is, I can understand that wholeheartedly. Like,
Mhm.
when I had to, so the job market's really shitty right now.
Yeah. Really bad.
And what a lot of companies are doing is they're using AI to comb through resumes.
Mhm.
So if you don't have a resume that fits this algorithm that the AIs are built on, you're pretty much not gonna get picked. So, and I found that the hard way. Like it was just really hard for me to, and I know how to make a resume,
Mhm.
but it just wasn't fitting whatever the heck the AI is looking for, which is
Yeah.
so shitty. So I had to use I had to use an AI, like a simple AI generator, to help fix my resume. And surely enough, I got calls back and
Yeah. Yeah.
it worked. And because I was like,
Unfortunately.
okay, if a robot's gonna read my shit, I might as well get a robot to think like the robot, right?
Mhm.
Because a human's not even gonna look at my work, which is the shittiest thing about just doing anything nowadays. You just kind of have to do it that way. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't since done it since then. Like that's the only time I've ever used any form of Gen AI,
Mhm.
which I don't even does that even I mean it kind of counts, right, as Gen AI.
Yeah. I mean, it's
But then
not
it
the
also
same
feels
kind
like
of
it feels
visual
like
medium.
primitive. Because there's different forms of Gen AI.
Mhm.
Um is what I'm arguing. I'm just wondering if this is more of a like a primitive, because remember Clippy?
Yeah. Yeah. They
Clippy
used
would
to help with
Clippy would
our
help
writing, you know?
yeah, Clippy would help write phrases like way back in the day.
Mhm.
So um I feel like those things are a little bit
A little different.
primitive
What
in the
what
Gen AI space.
I kinda see where you're coming from. It's one of
Yeah,
those things where it's like, it's not really
just a way
it's
to grapple with my guilt of using AI
well
at all.
well, A, it's not like it's writing a novel for you. It's not like it's writing a short story for you. This isn't like a situation where it's, creating something that we would normally, have an artist, or a writer, take care of, right? This is like, what is it called? Uh, Not copyright. It's called copywriting. This is more like copywriting where, you're just
Copywriting, like
Ye
copy
exactly,
WRITING?
exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
where you're just, you're coming up with blurbs, or you're coming up with,
Mhm.
fast and easy, marketing text, or you're coming up with
I guess it's like how you would Google, like, find synonyms for this word.
exactly. Yeah,
It's
that's
kind
the
of
way
like
I
that.
really see it. I
Yeah.
understand the guilt. I 100% understand the guilt
Yeah.
because even in my definitely in my professional day job, right? I've had to use you were talking about, AI being used in trials, and I most definitely,
They're
have had to use that, in my profession, and
because 'cause they're forcing you to do it, yeah.
exactly, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, they just kinda like, "Hey, we need this," the legal teams need it as fast as possible. You gotta get it out as quickly as possible, and, um, at the end of the day, they refer to this AI image that they found, and then if you for some reason give them an image that's a little bit too much like AI, then they'll come back and be like, "Hey, can you make this look a little less like AI?" So even I have noticed
Well,
as
then
of recently that it's
yeah.
been affecting the courtrooms.
They're okay, so now you're also seeing what I first said. They're
Exactly,
trying to dial
exactly.
it back, in
Yeah,
which
they're
case
trying to dial
they're
it back.
just gonna be asking for the first
Yeah,
thing
they're
that
just gonna be
everyone's been
asking
wanting to begin with, the thing that
exactly. The
was
thing
before AI existed.
yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
ugh, and,
Yeah.
you
So
know,
annoying.
like, so I'm just gonna say, for full transparency, I totally
Mhm.
get where Gen Z's coming from, where
Oh,
it
yeah,
feels like
same.
you're forced to have to use it just to, eh, whether it be in a corporation or whether to be even seen by these these corporations,
Mhm.
like it sucks. And now it's just driving the question from everyone in the space, AI or
Mhm.
not, supporter or not, shouldn't good work require effort?
Yeah.
um and I've always been saying, like, when you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't use your
Mhm.
brain, you lose all of that cognitive ability and all that. What was all that schooling for? Like, you
Yeah.
basically lose all of that,
Yeah,
you
what
know?
was all that skill training for?
I wrote
That
here,
you
left to
spent
your own.
thousands of dollars on.
Yeah. Or not, you went to
Mhm.
a public school. I mean, you
Right.
still spent money on
Yeah.
notebooks and
Mhm.
and school supplies and all this other good stuff. Like,
Right.
what was all that for? You spent time. At the end of the day, you spent time
Mhm.
having to learn all of this stuff and being told that if you learn all this stuff, it's going to be put to good use. You're
Yeah.
going to be put in a good job, and then what? Like,
Mhm.
what was all that for?
And then
And
the worst part is oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead what you were saying.
I wrote here, left to your own devices, you're nothing because you didn't make time. You didn't
Mhm.
take time to hone that skill past this point.
Yeah.
Like, past this point, especially now and in the job market, you're basically told, just do this to make it easier, and that's done. Like, when it's
Mhm.
done, that's it. Like, you don't
Yeah.
put any thinking into it or like,
Yeah.
that's it. We'll
And
take it and we'll put it out.
and the worst part for me is that I think that was the whole point to begin with. Like, I think the whole point of why these companies and why these corporations are pushing it as hard as they are is because they think they're gonna be saving money off of it. They think that they're gonna be able to, make the work that you would normally have to put into, you know, uh, 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 into all these, job positions and skills and all that. I think they think that they're going to make it more efficient and they're going to make it cheaper, which is why they're pushing it on all of us. And then, they're looking to just make us a number or replace us altogether, right? And
Hmm.
but now we're seeing this wave of pushback, right? This wave of, oh, it doesn't look as good as I thought it did. Or, oh, it doesn't sound as good as I thought it was going to sound. Or, oh, it's giving me these weird hallucinations that don't technically exist and it's messing up my data set and so on. And, it's just one thing after the other. And yeah, yeah, I did. Corporations and companies are shooting themselves in the foot in the name of saving money and efficiency. And
Yeah.
hey, I'm getting
I
real
think,
tired of
yeah. I
it.
also want to preface that when I
Mhm.
did use the AI to help write my resume, I
Mhm.
did go over it and I did fix points. Like
Yeah.
I actually checked it, which is I think what these corporations are wanting people to do is to
Mhm.
just check their work. But like I said, I think it's just going to go back to them being like, you know what? Let's just take the AI out of it because the
Yeah.
AI is actually very poorly programmed
Mhm.
and it's just going to fail. So let's just, and I think that's in part failing these job searchers as well, like the
Yeah.
corporations looking for workers. Because, okay, so if I was able to use something to help put in the keywords to make
Mhm.
my resume pop.
Right.
Um, I'm fortunate enough to be a deliverer of what I said my resume, like
Mhm.
whatever my resume said I was going to do, I deliver it because
Right.
I'm actually a competent and skilled worker.
Right.
However, when your corporation is using an AI to find these keywords that other people have managed to find because of an AI, guess
Mhm.
what? They're more likely to hire an incompetent worker
It's
who
true.
has no idea what the fuck they're doing,
Mhm. You're
who
absolutely
did
right.
who also didn't check their resume to see if it did fit like what they could do
Mhm.
or if it was even well written. You get what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's also shooting them in the foot.
Yeah.
Like
It's gonna hurt
they're
their bottom
finding
line. Mhm.
because they're finding these people who took the easy way out to try
Mhm.
and get themselves a job and get let me be clear, get get your bag however you need it. Like but you gotta also advocate for yourself
Mhm.
and work for those skills. Like if you see that you're lacking in skills, go learn something. Like
Yeah.
go push yourself to learn what these um corporations are looking for.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, no. At the same time these corporations need to go fuck off and stop 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 using robots to try and find your workers. There's some really there's some really good decent people out here who will
Mhm.
work hard. J- like ugh, it
Yeah.
takes all the human connection out of it.
Yeah.
Like it ugh, there's so much wrong with everything that's going on with AI. This is another thing that I didn't even mention about the whole AI shit.
Mhm.
It's disconnecting people in the workforce, in the work field. Everything about it
Mhm.
is shit. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I
Yeah.
forgot about this whole part of it because I was fortunate enough to find a good job, but holy shit, this part sucks. Like, oh, but yeah. So I also wrote down here in my observation of all of
Mhm.
this that's happening with this technology that's basically being forced on us basically. I was thinking about Dr. Stone, like
Mhm.
how if that event that happened to Dr. Stone happened to our universe, like our earth, where everyone is basically reliant on AI,
Mhm.
especially with people using AI to like
For every
therapize
little
themselves
thing.
or even
Yeah.
yeah, or even help dress themselves, like or
Jesus,
even
man.
help uh write their grocery lists or figure out what they need to eat for the day. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, the stuff that people are using it for. Yeah. So I was thinking if
Mhm.
that event that happened in Doctor Stone happened to our Earth and everyone got revived, right?
Mhm.
Um, or who would be the people who would thrive in that situation? You don't, you only see the people who thrive being the ones who have knowledge, like
Mhm.
Sengu, people
And
who
skills,
can,
yeah.
yeah, who can create, who have creative skills,
Mhm.
like the not even just mentioning Yuzuriha, like they find a mangaka and they help ask him for help. Like he's helpful in
Yeah.
that stone world. Yeah.
Mhm.
And or people especially who can fight, you know, cuz they can hunt, they can help build things. They're super strong, you know, those
Mhm.
types of people. So you have to think about it for yourself. Like if and I've everything that I watch, I think about like what would I do if I were in this scenario?
Yeah. Yeah. If
Obviously, I thought about what I would do. Obviously, I don't think I'd be able to survive because I don't even know how to fucking build a fire.
I know the concept of building a fire.
I get it. Do I know how to do it? No. But hopefully,
Right.
someone who has revived before me knows how to do that.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
but I would like to think that I'd be much closer to like Yuzuriha
Yeah.
that in that case because yeah, I am pretty crafty. I know how to build shit. I've made clothes before. I would
Mhm.
need to know how to make the clothing material, but I'll
But
figure
it
it
can be
out.
worked around. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sage in YouTube chat says, "I love shows or movies that are competency porn." Like
basically, yeah.
yeah, like I'm not much of a reality TV watcher, but if you get like a survival reality show in front of me, I'll watch it for like hours because the
Is there
the
one that's called Survivor?
yeah, yeah, that's like a game, that's like a game show, version of it, but there's like, who's that one English guy, that will drop himself and a celebrity, in the middle of nowhere, and they have to find their way back using survival skills? Like, that shit
Is
interests
that a
the hell out
reality
of
show
I think
or
I think it is a reality show.
that sounds terrifying?
uh oh, his name is Bear Grylls. Yeah, Sage is right. Bear Grylls.
That
And
sounds so scary.
oh, dude, it's so awesome. It's like
What?
he'll take a celebrity with him, and they'll helicopter to a remote place and just drop them there, and then they
A
have to find
celebrity?
yeah, a
How would they
celebrity, and then they have to find their way to a pickup point, right? So they have to survive
Wow.
like 2 or 3 days till they hike to this pickup point, and it's so cool to watch because again, it's like it's it's like Sage says, it's competency porn, right? If you know what to do, you're gonna be okay. But you have to have the competency to be like, okay, this is what we gotta do. We gotta be able to hunker down, not overheat ourselves. Do we have any water? How do we get water?
Yeah,
Food's not important. Water's important first, you know?
I'd be I'd be screwed.
Oh, dude. Like,
I'd be
yeah, of course, you know me, right? Like, I'm the hiking type. I like, going to national parks and seeing all this stuff, and it is like, I've always noticed that I even prefer certain terrains because to me, in my head, certain terrains are more survivable than others. So it's the reason this is so weird, but this is the reason why I like mountainous areas and forests. Because to me, in my head, if for some reason I get lost in a mountainous area or forest, I can survive a whole lot better than if I got dropped off in the desert. But I think it's because of all these damn shows that I watch and
but
how
the
much
yeah, the
hiking and
desert is
camping that I do.
pretty I think the desert is pretty bad
Oh
in
yeah,
terms of
you're
like
big dead. You're big dead if
'cause
you get
like
caught in the desert.
that's like hard mode,
Dude.
mega hard mode.
Oh man. So the last vacation that I was on, we were driving from the Rocky Mountains down to the Guadalupe Mountains. And as we were going through New Mexico, the how arid it is, just it's beautiful whenever you look at it from far away, but it
Mhm.
scares the shit out of me. There's just a certain fear that's deep inside of me that's like, that's an extremely hostile place to try to survive in. Like,
Mhm.
I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Mhm.
But yeah, for some reason, like it's I love watching shows like that. Anything, even like I always come across these um Instagram or YouTube or TikTok shorts where it's just people who hike to deserted areas or low populated areas, and they just have to do their best to create shelter, to find food in the area, that kind of stuff. Ah, I love watching that stuff. I don't know. There's something deep in me that's just like, yeah, give me more. But yeah, man, if an EMP ever, covered the globe and we were all thrown back to the Stone Age, I don't know if a good majority of humanity is going to survive. In fact,
No,
it
I don't
scares me
think
a
they
little
are.
bit thinking about what
Uh,
humanity would do.
yeah, I don't think I don't think a good chunk of humanity is surviving. I
Yeah, I
think
think
a good
a
chunk of
good chunk of
humanity
us
is
is going.
extinct. I think we're fucked.
Yeah, I think we're big fucked if that happens.
If we even get revived to begin with,
Oh,
like,
dude.
come on now.
Yeah, yeah,
You'd
just
have to have like, remember the first people who got revived to begin with were thinking the entire time that
mhm.
they were, and I
Being
don't
able to
think
think like that in isolation in
I
itself is
don't
a
think
survival technique.
in complete darkness, like, they don't
Mhm.
even see what's going on. So I think
Exactly.
like, I don't even think 3/4 of the population of the Earth think half the time. Like,
Ooh-wee. You know,
saying as someone who also shuts their brain off.
that leads me into, I ran across some AI defenders on one of our reels that I posted
Really
on our Instagram. Yes. Let me
interesting.
let me show you here. I'm gonna bring it up on stream here. So other people can see and hear it. Um because I want them to see um what was said, because it kind of took me back. So this is the video that that we had a lot of AI defenders on.
If we
Hmm.
have to use AI, it needs to be used for the betterment of humanity in the fields that it needs to go in. It should
Yeah.
not be in the creative field because we have proven time and again as humans that we can create all forms of art
Hmm.
without the help of robots. Yes, we can program a system to replicate digital water to in animation. That's different than this AI that I'm not really happy with. We need to like, people just need to be angrier, and I'm tired of it. We're literally living right now in it. It's happening right now, and people aren't afraid enough. I'm pissed off. Like, this
Dude,
is
I
not
know.
good.
So to that video, we've had a couple of people coming in defense of AI.
Mhm.
And it was kind of insane. We had one person saying, "But what about those who aren't born talented or create art?" Yeah, I don't.
Bullshit.
They say, "Yeah, I don't use AI because of the energy problem, but I genuinely want to make good art without needing to be born talented too."
You don't. You don't get born. I'm so sorry. You don't get born talented. You stupid
Exactly.
fucking idiot. You don't. This. Have you not seen? have you not seen Soul? Like your purpose and your talent in life isn't given to you before
Mhm.
you become a human. It's something you yes, people get passions for it. Yes, I can agree with that. But you
Mhm.
can learn any skill. You can learn any skill. You just need to
Yeah.
Sorry,
You
what?
it's like I responded. I said the difference between talent and passing interest is personal dedication, right? Like that's all it requires. It requires a personal dedication and a passion to want to learn something, right? Anybody who is passionate enough, anybody who puts in enough time, you're gonna learn how to create art, and people are then gonna look at you and be like, "Oh, you were born with this talent."
You think
I
I come out the womb drawing
exactly. I
any
hate
type
it
of
whenever people say
any type
that,
of
man.
fraction of way that I draw right now? I'm not
Mhm.
I'm not drawing the fucking Mona Lisa, but I didn't come out of the wit come
Yeah.
out the coochie drawing like this, bro. Like I
Yeah.
I looked at I looked at all of the media that I loved and I thought, I want to draw that because I love it so much. Did you
Mhm.
think my first drawings of the Powerpuff Girls looked even anywhere near the Powerpuff Girls? No, they
Exactly.
looked like shit. But you know what I
Yeah.
did? I kept
Mhm.
drawing them because I
Yeah.
loved it.
Over
That's
and
what you
over and
do.
over
And
again.
also, I'm sorry. The commenter was actually pretty chill. I'm
Yeah.
sorry that I'm coming at you sideways, but like thank you for commenting pretty nicely. But
Yeah.
you you need to understand and it feels so sad to hear it too cuz it feels
Mhm.
like they're just putting themselves down and thinking that
Yeah.
they have no chance in hell to pick up a skill, any skill that they're not quote quote talented in.
Well,
No, my dude.
yeah, I also think
No.
it comes down to a lack of misunderstanding of what art is, right?
Ugh.
Because
Or
for
any skill.
instance, yeah, because for instance, the same poster came back and said that they were responding to another comment that said, "I strongly believe that people that use AI because they don't know how to draw don't deserve to be artists," right? And then the same user came back and said, so just more of the rampant elitism in the art community. And yeah, and the thing is, like, I honestly think, this is my honest opinion, I honestly think that it's just because this individual doesn't understand artwork the way that we do, right? Like we live and breathe artwork, right? We've been creating art since we were very young, right? So artwork to us is kind of like, yeah, whenever I was young, I picked up a pencil and I just never stopped, you know?
Mhm.
But it
Yeah.
seems as if to this person, art is like this unattainable
Mhm. That was the word I was
skill
thinking.
that's on a pedestal, and I really want to get this across to Meowster Admiral here. It's not an unattainable skill. Anybody, and I mean this with the deepest part of my heart here. Anybody can learn how to create art. Anybody. Now, whenever we're talking about creativity, that's a little bit different, right? Creativity, yes, it does require practice to be a creative person, but sometimes whenever it
Mhm.
comes down to creativity, some people are good at coming up with stories and characters and designs, and some people aren't. I can't tell you why, right? Like a part of me thinks that it has something to do with, and this is just a me thing, right? Like anybody can prove me wrong on this. A part of me thinks that creativity comes hand in hand with neurodivergence, right? Like some of us just daydream a little bit more than others, right? Like, and that's where creativity can come from. Or maybe if you ingest a lot of media and you're able to mix and match different storylines to create your own original story or something to that degree, right? Like creativity is a little bit more of a gray area. I don't have a specific answer on where creativity comes from, but artistic skill can 100% be learned as long as you're
Mhm.
willing to put in the time, you know. And yeah, I think that, and you know, I'm gonna blame AI for this. Okay, I'm gonna blame AI for putting art skill on a pedestal the way it has, right? Because for some reason there are people out there that have this idea that that artwork is just not obtainable
Mhm.
by the layman, and that's just
Mhm.
not the case. That's not the case at all. Like,
Mhm.
you know, and to think that it's some sort of elitism, as if we're like gatekeeping artistic skill. Like, any artist will tell you, if you want to learn, pick up a pencil. You can draw on the wall, right? You could draw on the floor, you can draw on your arm with ink, anything you want. Like, nothing stops you from learning the skill, right? For very few, I've even seen paraplegics out there that draw with their mouths. Like,
Yep.
that's not I think the barrier of entry for art is extremely low. As long as you can pick up and move an object that marks onto another object, you can learn art, right? Um, Now, as you continue in your skill, it's going to become more expensive. I'm not going to lie there. Art
But
is an expensive hobby.
but even but even still, you can create art with anything.
You're
Like
right. With
if I
anything.
were if I were to go back to to traditional media,
Mhm.
I don't even get like the most expensive items. I use like Walmart paints
Yeah.
and Crayola color
Oh,
pencils. Like
yeah.
I don't even yeah, like
I
you
didn't
can
grow up
create art
rich.
with
I bought some
yeah,
cheap
you
stuff back in the day.
and you can still do that. Like you can
Mhm.
create art with anything.
Yeah.
Um and you know, like that's what we're trying to advocate for.
Mhm.
What you were just saying is that art and I have to agree. I think AI art has conflated the idea of what art is. It's supposed to look pretty and it's supposed to look a certain way.
Yeah.
And um like yeah, if you look at it at face value just strolling by, it looks good. Like
Mhm.
it's you know. But when you start to look at it, it looks a little off.
Mhm.
There's mistakes here and there, and they're all very cookie cutter. Like
Yeah.
it's not there's no it doesn't feel like a human made it. Like I think I think as you become to observe more things, even maybe to at an artistic lens, you
Mhm.
start to really start to see that AI does look different than what is humanly generated.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think us as artists and people who consume much of the media are able to tell. And I want to explain to this person like you can become an artist and start to develop the artistic lens by observing. I
Mhm.
tell anyone who wants to get into art, if you want to start drawing, the easiest way to start is to just observe something that you love
Yeah.
and to try and mimic it
Mhm.
through pencil to paper.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to learn how to draw. It's how people have learned how to draw, paint, sculpt, whatever it is from the beginning of time
Oh, yeah.
because we just copy what we observe um and I implore this person to start observing
Mhm.
and then um yeah the real argument for what art is now in this modern day and age I'm hoping that art theorists and art philosophers and people in the education space are pushing for this new definition of what art
Yeah.
is it is the effort that is put
Mhm.
into it,
It's the
not
skill
how it
that's built.
looks.
Yeah.
It's not how it looks or what it's made of.
Mhm.
It is the effort that is put into it, and the time that
Yeah.
it only a human can do. And yeah, I think this person, um, once you start to get to see what goes into it and the practice,
Mhm.
I hope that you understand that it's not an elite skill that
No.
no one can attain. You can for sure attain this skill. It
Mhm.
just takes the time and the effort. And
Exactly.
also stop putting yourself down, man. Like that's I'm sorry that I was yelling at you, but that is such a now that I'm thinking about it, that's so sad that you think of yourself this way, that you think of us this way, that
Mhm.
we're
And the thing
that
is, you're never too old to learn either.
you're not
Never. You can
anything.
always pick it up. You can
Mhm.
always pick it up. I think it's funny because we had that version of comment, and then the other version of comment, I see so there was somebody by the name of, Dragor Gore 3000, and this person came with the most bot, response that I could think of, which is,
Mm.
"Why would you even care, bruh? It's inevitable. Grow up."
Yeah,
This
I hate
person
that
I
thought
hate it.
process too.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's like the thing is, like, anytime I see somebody say, "Oh, AI is inevitable," you get with the times
Or
or be left behind,
yeah.
you know?
Or it's not that deep, like,
Yeah, or it's
you
not
know,
that deep. It's
yeah.
like, A, I question whether or not you yourself are AI, right? Because that's the most basic bot thing that you can say. But the other thing is
Mhm.
that it's not inevitable because there's such a small percentage of humanity that wholeheartedly embraces AI, the way this person seems to think that it's going to be coming around, right? And that there's a rejection of AI art in such a visceral way right now that the idea that it's an inevitability that we're going to be having all these AI quote unquote artists everywhere is kind of insane to me. I think it's delusional. And then the idea for somebody to tell you to grow up whenever they're literally looking to have a computer create something for them that they can then get for attention for just because and I'm going to say it, they're jealous of the attention that skilled artists get for the work that they
Yeah.
create, right? They want that attention, but they just don't want to put the work in for it. That's not growing up, you know? Oh my god, man. Like they
Yeah, it is weird that there are people out there who are jealous of that,
Mhm.
that attention, and it's just like, then just go create something?
Yeah,
Like,
just learn it yourself.
what are you doing? Like,
Yeah. All you
why are
gotta do is
you
learn it yourself, and then you
yeah,
too can now achieve this thing, you know?
like
Oh, man.
I don't get I don't get these people who come on the platform and like bash people who are just creating. Unless it is like genuinely a harmful thing that they are creating, then
Yeah.
bash away. But like there's this one drawing that I put out.
Mhm.
Um it was the one of Senku and what's her name?
Oh,
Suika,
yeah, Suika.
and someone commented this is bad. And I was
Oh,
like,
god.
okay, and then I
Why?
deleted them and blocked them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, people really come on here, and I was thinking too. I was like, I see plenty of bad content and I don't feel the need to just go on there
Mhm.
and like
And be like, "This is
shit on
terrible.
someone's day. Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
like it at
Like,
all." Like, come
yeah,
on.
like man, what a waste of
Well, the
what a
worst
waste
part
of time.
yeah, the
Like,
worst part is that they're not even being good critics, right? They're just kind of right, because a critic who understands what they're criticizing would be able to tell
mhm.
you things like, "Oh, I don't like the composition, or I don't like, the emotion I get from this, or I don't like, but it's none of that. It's just incompetent
This is bad.
mouth
Well,
diarrhea,
I
you know?
think I think even a good critic would understand. I'm not gonna critique this because they didn't ask for it. You
Mhm.
know, like
Mhm.
I didn't even ask. Like, tell me what I could improve on or not, or if you don't like it. Like, if I
Right.
asked them, like, tell me if this is shit, totally fine. You could tell me how bad it is all you want. But
Mhm.
like, I can't understand for the life of me people going on to other people's creations and pieces and just, yeah, if they genuinely thought it was bad,
Mhm.
just going on there and trying to make people feel bad. Like,
Yeah. No,
and a
just
part of
just
me
why,
thinks
you know?
and a part of me thinks, do you do it because you see how much attention it's getting and that
Yeah.
also makes you feel even worse? Because it's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
think this is bad and now it sucks that people are even looking at it, so now I'm gonna
Why
say
can't
it's
people
bad.
think like me, you know?
Yeah, you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they
Yeah, I
they
know
get
exactly what
mad
you're
at the
saying.
attention that a piece is getting
Mhm.
that they think
Mhm.
is bad, so they're just gonna, like, be an
They're
asshole
just
about
gonna
it.
shit on it just to make themselves
I
feel better. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. But
It's
even to go off of that, yeah, I understand that some of these people who are creating AI
Mhm.
work of any kind is just to get attention, and
Yeah.
that's really poopy. Like,
Well, it's yeah,
it's really
it's shitty.
sucky.
It's super
Like,
shitty.
yeah, we post our content, I guess to get some type of attention, but I'm at this point in my
Mhm.
artistic journey and my life
Yeah.
where I just like creating
Mhm.
and I just put it out there, and if it gets attention, great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But I I'm not bothered if it doesn't at
Mhm.
anymore. Like, at this point in my
Yeah.
life.
Whenever it comes to it's my mission statement of the stream a good majority of the time, right? The reason I have the stream is to share an artistic vision, right? Um, to gather like-minded individuals onto a artistic safe space, and
Mhm.
to, essentially have good conversation while doing it, right? One of the things that I ended up missing whenever I got out of college was the camaraderie between artists, Do
Yeah.
I, it's like, do I want my art to get attention? I think all artists want to be able to share their vision, right? Because we're
Mhm.
social creatures. We want to, with artists, it's just it's the same reason why people like having friends and they like talking to people, right? They like exchanging ideas. They like giving perspectives. They like giving opinions. They like seeing what other people think, right? It's the same thing with art, only that you're doing it visually, right? I want to share my opinion visually. I want to share my artistic vision and I want to get feedback from other artists and people who just appreciate art, And obviously, at
Mhm.
the bottom line, at the end of the day, if I can make money doing it, fantastic, right? That's even better, right? That means I can continue to do the thing that I love. And now I can have it support me while at the same time, because both of us have day jobs. So we're doing our day jobs and trying to create artwork at the same time because we love art, right? We were going to create it anyways. Um,
Mhm.
but if you're being if you're being financially supplemented at the same time, fantastic, right? Now you can continue to create more of the thing that you love to do that others can hopefully appreciate as well. And you're kind of like I have always seen art as a contributor to society, right? Art started because we started gathering together and exchanging ideas and wanting to translate information and pass down stories. That's why artists exist to begin with. So why wouldn't we still be called to do that? As the thousands upon hundreds of thousands of years have passed, right? It just obviously we like the attention, but not in the sense that, oh, I want accolades, you know. I'm the type of person where I get embarrassed if somebody gives me any kind of accolades. So I don't know why, but I don't like it. It's probably a deep-seated childhood thing. But I still want to be able to share artistic vision, right? I still want to be able to tell stories. I still want to be able to create. That's the point behind it all. You know,
Hmm.
I just man, it's insane the way, and again, I blame this on the introduction of AI. And maybe AI is just a symptom of it, right? That this could also be it. Maybe people have never appreciated art the way we do, right? We see art as being a little bit more than just entertainment for us. So,
They don't.
yeah.
They they don't appreciate they don't appreciate art. They don't
Mhm.
appreciate different types of art.
Yeah.
They don't even acknowledge different types of art
Yeah.
for what they are.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think everyone's just kind of brainwashed into this consumerist
Mhm.
what is it called? Capitalist society
Yeah.
that we live in.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, that's where that comment comes in, where it's
Mhm.
inevitable.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sorry also to that um dickhead of a person
Yeah, that
for
person was just being a
feeling,
straight dick.
yeah, for feeling so, like, so defeatist, to thinking that it's inevitable.
Mhm.
In a way, you could look at it in a sad way, the way that they commented.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not the end. As much as we keep seeing it pop up, its ugly head,
Mhm.
I see much more and more people like advocating for its
Pushing back
downfall.
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or even its control.
Mhm.
Um, and that all is also inevitable, the
Exactly.
control of AI. So,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's what I'm holding out for. I'm holding, and I've been reading articles about um even some AI companies advocating for government control over
Mhm.
AI development, which I'm hoping, because as much as we're talking about it in the creative space, which, yes, there is some really bad shit that comes out of the creative space in
Mhm.
terms of Gen AI, it's also coming to a spear point where it's maybe creating some really bad things for the governments and
Yeah.
scientific development as well,
Mhm.
where, yeah, they're going to need some type of government control
Yeah.
over this technological developments that we're not hearing from of.
Mhm.
There's probably a ton of things that we're not hearing about, that they're hiding from us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the even the whole introduction of the flock cameras everywhere has me on edge.
Oh, oh my gosh. Have you seen the people taking down the
Oh,
flock
yeah.
cameras? Amazing. Yes.
Keep it up,
I'm
man.
I am into this Robin Hood shit. Let's start. Please
Let's go.
keep raiding the data centers. Keep
Mhm.
taking down these awful flock cameras. Oh my god. What the hell? I'm so glad I haven't seen any around my part of town,
Mhm.
but it'll be the day. It'll be the day. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it, but
For legal reasons.
I'm totally I can neither confirm nor deny. No, I'm just kidding. Anyone who's out there though that totally does that sort of thing, I will
Yeah.
point you in the direction.
Yeah,
Um,
you're never gonna hear me tell on what's happening or why you're
oh,
doing
I
it. I'm
ain't
just
snitching.
just
Nope.
gonna allow it to happen. All right.
It's not. It's not. It's say it with me now.
Mhm.
It's not theft if it was never yours to begin with.
Exactly.
So fuck this shit.
Oh, by the way,
Um. Mhm.
in Twitch chat, I want to thank Paige Painter Draws. for joining us. She says, fellow artists, yes, you are a fellow artist
Heyo.
here. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to draw with us, or give us your point of view or whatever we're talking about here. But yeah, I'm never gonna rat out somebody who wants
No.
free copper and gold from these camera systems. So
Or who is just ripping these cameras apart.
exactly.
Go for it. If I see it,
By
I
all
didn't see it.
means. It's just like if I ever see a mother taking baby formula from a grocery store. I
I
didn't
didn't
see
see that
nothing.
shit.
Yeah, I didn't see
Nope.
nothing.
Baby formula. What are you talking
What are
about?
you talking about?
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, she was just walking around like a normal person. What are you
I
going
didn't
on
see
about?
anything in their hands. What do you mean? No. Nope.
And see, Mark
Mm-mm.
says, "Oh, I meant to send this to y'all. I saw someone take a school bus and put giant speakers on it to throw a mobile
Yeah,
rave outside of data centers since apparently loud sound damages the data centers. That is fucking awesome.
isn't it?
I
Yeah.
had no idea
Let's
that
just
was a
hold a
thing.
bunch of raves next to the data center.
Really, for all the noise that that I hear about coming out of data centers, additional noise somehow interrupts.
Breaks the data.
Yeah.
I don't know the
Hey,
science,
if it works, it works.
but
So
I'm doing it. Like, okay, when I saw that, I
Mhm.
totally thought of the ending solution to what's that movie?
Mm.
Um the one with the aliens with the creepy heads.
Oh, are you talking about Independence Day? Or are you talking about Mars
No,
Attacks?
Mars Attacks. The
Yeah.
one about
Love that
Tim Burton,
movie.
right?
Yeah, Tim Burton movie.
Yes, remember?
Yeah, I love that movie, man.
They start playing
That country song.
is it
Only
country or
you.
is
Mhm.
that country? I don't know.
Mm,
They start playing this
some sort of
song that's
folky song,
akin
yeah.
to yodeling,
Yeah, it was
and
yodeling.
and their heads start exploding. I was like, dude, let's just do that. Let's just start.
If it explodes a couple of servers inside the building, who are we
Yep.
to to stop said
You
thing
can
from
still
happening?
harvest the copper after it
Yeah,
explodes. It'll be
you'll
fine.
be fine. You'll be fine. So I don't get AI suggestions whenever I Google something. I'm okay with that. It doesn't hurt me any. So I guess that's all of our AI news that we have. Do you have any other AI news that you want to go over?
Let me read over. Oh yeah, last thing.
Mm-hmm.
The University of Chicago
Oh yeah.
Law,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes the first school. Well, I don't know if it's the first school. I'm sorry. Bans electronic devices in core classes for first year students. And this
Yes.
is to deter them
Mm-hmm.
from using AI
Hell
while
yeah.
they're in their in the core classes anyway,
Yeah.
so that they can practice um, practice their cognitive
And
skills
actually get
during
to
their first
know
year.
their field and
Yep.
where to get their data from. Yeah.
Yeah. It there this is a quote I took from the
Mm-hmm.
article. We need to ensure that our students actually learn to think critically, strategically and independently without relying on AI. And I'm hoping that this is something that gets pushed into
Mm-hmm.
the lower levels of
Yes.
like the very primary
Oh yeah.
um and just throughout all
Mm-hmm.
the way to high school. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care what
Mm-hmm.
you do. Um because the rate of illiteracy right now and what I'm seeing on social media about e- these kids and these uh, blooming adults and
Mm-hmm.
adults who don't know who don't know some of the words
Yeah.
and who are actually telling people like you made that word up
Mm-hmm.
and all of this other stuff is
Yes.
terrifying. I
Dude,
am scared.
I am 110% behind this idea of forcing students to be able to properly research on a
Mm,
topic, properly learn the skill needed um, to be in their profession, and to build better critical thinking skills, dude, yes. Yeah, they should do this across the board. Like
Yeah.
I understand why, like it's a little discouraging that we've incorporated computers so heavily into like K through 12, right? Because,
Mhm.
although yes, we definitely need students to be able to navigate technology because that's pretty much the world we exist in now. But with the introduction of AI, it has opened this door, this very corrupt door, where students can literally put in as little effort as possible to walk away with an A in a classroom,
Mhm.
and I think
Yeah.
that is super scary because I it's like I said, man, I dread what's going to be happening another 10 years from now. Whenever you have these, what generation would this be? There'd be like late Gen Z or Gen Alpha.
I don't know if we even have any more letters to keep going.
I
Well, it
think
sounds like we're going into the Greek alphabet
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I think we
Now
are.
that
I
it's
think
going into
after
alpha.
alpha, it's beta, which
Oh
it's
my
gotta
gosh.
suck to be
Yeah.
part of team. But
Yeah, we're
anyway, but it's one of those things where it's like I fear for the kids who are just now getting into high school with this technology at their
Yeah.
fingertips, and then
Mhm.
what is the world gonna look like, 5, 10 years after they graduate, because t- if you don't have the critical thinking skills needed, I mean, we are going to be, it's bad enough we have a society right now that's so anti-intellectual as it is now, right? The idea that
It
we
is
have,
sad. Yeah.
yeah, man, like I think the topic that annoys me the most whenever I'm in any kind of discussion with people is this, oh, you don't need college, you could just do trade schools, or oh, college is a gigantic waste of time and it's a waste of money, and I think that's the most detrimental perspective to have in a society where some of the most successful individuals force their kids to go to college. You know what I mean?
Well, so when when people are advocating for that sort of thing,
Mhm.
because I have to like, have that same idea that college kind of is a waste of time
Really?
because of, especially with the way that the job market is going now.
Uh-huh.
Um
I
Now
don't
that AI is being pushed,
Yeah.
a lot of jobs that are having those skills that you
Mhm.
would only learn and have the proof of
Yeah.
is from college, right? Um
Right.
yeah, AI is taking that away from these well-meaning people who did go to college, who did earn that degree. And now, and that's the fault of the society we live in, the corporations that are enabling the AI systems, and the
Mhm.
government. Like the government should have a say in this as well.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
I
at
think
this point,
Yeah.
I think at this point, like I do see the value in college.
Mhm.
Okay, I do see the value, and obviously, I'm all for hiring your education and
Mhm.
hiring what you learn in any capacity.
Right.
However, the reason why I think people are arguing against the failure of college is due in part to the the
The
enabling
cost.
of AI,
Mhm.
yes, in systems, and the cost. Like
Mhm.
it's jumped so high in cost over the past few years,
Right.
um, as opposed to when it, you know, back in the day when our parents went.
Yeah. Well,
Super affordable.
I will say that yes, a big deterrent to going to college is going to be cost of college. That
Mhm.
to me, I can't argue against that. That's one of those things that college is very expensive. College, and because of that price tag, it's a barrier of entry for a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to completely disagree on the idea of college is going to be negated by the introduction of AI, only because um, we're already seeing a pushback to AI, um, and not just a pushback on the idea of AI, but the results that are coming out of AI, right? Like people are starting to realize that learned skill and a dedication to skill is going to be more important than anything within society after, in a world where it's like companies are trying to replace employees with AI and then end up having to bring back skilled workers because obviously the AI is not able to carry the workload. And maybe there will be a time where AI can, but I think that having an educated society is gonna outweigh the benefits of an AI dominated one, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, don't get me
Um,
wrong, like
mhm.
it's like I said, I do agree with the heavy price tag, but I'm gonna say something that my father told me a long time ago. And granted, he's a boomer, but I think what he said back then carries a lot of weight today. Um, because I remember me wanting to not go to college whenever I was younger. Because again, I thought it was too expensive even back then. And I remember my dad said, he goes, just think of it as buying an expensive car, right? Yes, the car is expensive, but in the long run, it's gonna last longer, right? It's gonna get you from point A to point B, faster and more reliable, and more reliably. And he was right. Like, don't get me wrong, I am currently in college debt still, you know? Um, I am still having to pay back my college loans, but I would not be in the profession I am now without it. I wouldn't be making the money that I am now without it. Um, and statistically, people with college degrees will always make more than people without college degrees or people with just a trade school degree. So yes, college, and it's like I said, the most successful people, or not the most successful, but the people who are in high seats of power, they don't tell their kids not to go to college. They don't tell their kids to go after some trade or hey, figure yourself out, or hey, college isn't worth it or it's a big scam. They make their kids go to college. And I think that says something. I think the idea that we have created this society now that kind of downplays the education that you get in a university or a community college. um I think that has lent towards what we're experiencing today, where people don't have good critical thinking skills, where somebody like Donald Trump does win a popular vote in 2024,
Mhm.
or a society where people, aren't very good at like parsing out good sources from bad sources, or they constantly question things that they don't understand simply because they don't have the mental tools to be able to say, oh, this kind of smells like bullshit, or logically this doesn't follow, right? Like, granted, you can learn these things without college if you have a really, really good mentor, if you're surrounded by books and you just have the innate ability to be self-determined. But the percentage of human beings out there that can be self-determined is very, 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 very small. So instead of thinking that you're part of 0.0001% that can make it because you're just that damn good of a learner or that great of a critical thinker without anybody teaching you to be so. That I think that idea needs to be eradicated. I honestly believe that's a myth that was spread across this country for the simple fact of just keeping Americans dumb.
Man.
And I
So
know
I'm in the
yeah,
so
good.
yeah, so I'm in the camp of like, when I do say that y- you shouldn't go to college because of the cost and
Mhm,
because of what's happening in the job market now.
mhm.
I'm not saying you shouldn't try and further your education
Oh,
at
okay.
all.
Okay.
There's other ways to do it now that wasn't available to us before. There there are certificates and
Mhm.
classes that you can take online that
Yeah.
jobs will consider you for.
Yeah,
And then, you
just
know,
because you have a
um
degree.
not the degree, like the
Mhm.
certificate or,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
I took this online course here, here, here.
Mhm.
Here's the certificates, this, that, the other.
Yeah.
They consider that now.
Mhm.
The So that's what I push for. If you're not going to go to college, I'm totally understanding of that.
Yeah.
I see the cost, I see what the job market's doing, but you should always try and further your education some way or the
Yeah.
other.
Yeah,
You should always keep learning.
I think that's a
Um,
good I think that's a good model, where it's
yeah,
like if you are the kind of person where you have a plan and you know what certificate you want to specialize in and you've been, honing the skill for God knows how long because this is something that you have, you're a self-determined person and this is the kind of skill that you wanna pursue and that you're already pretty good at, and the only thing that could help you is just further experience, then yeah, yeah,
mhm,
I
yeah.
I 100% agree, like, at that
You
point.
have to have that tenacity. You
Exactly,
have to have that
exactly.
drive
Yeah.
on your own. What I can say about college, though, is
Mhm.
that it is a ticket to meeting the right people
For sure.
because
Networking's a
the
big
way
one.
yeah, networking is a really big way of finding
Mhm.
good connections and helping you get into the spots that you need to go to,
Yeah.
in a lot of cases for a lot of people who have the jobs that they have.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you can buck up and are willing to pay off your student debt for a really
Mhm.
long time
Yeah.
to find good connections, that's what you got to go for in
Yeah.
college. But if you're not going to go to college, you got to find a way to better yourself,
Mhm.
education wise.
Yeah,
Don't just stay stagnant.
I think college is a good I think college is a good ground to figure out what you want to do. And
Yeah, definitely.
in the meantime, gaining the necessary um, mental tools that you're going to need to survive, or not survive,
Hmm.
but the mental tools that you're going to need in a world where it feels like those kind that epistemology doesn't exist, right? And it's like
In a
and
way that is enabling survival.
yeah.
So,
And the thing is, like, you're talking to a person that I graduated with a BAFA, folks. It's a fine arts degree. I'm not, I got the degree that everyone told me that, oh, if you get this degree, you're gonna be broke for your entire life and bleebity blah bitty blue blue. And it just even with a BAFA degree, I was still able to gain skills in college and friends in college and networking in college that was able to benefit me in the long run. Like I said,
yeah.
are you gonna be in debt? Yes. I think at this point,
Unless you work your ass off
yeah.
to get
And,
scholarships and
and
shit.
even I'm gonna say something super controversial here. Okay, I'm gonna have a lot of people that'll probably argue with me on this too. I think debt has become a boogeyman for people that don't understand economics.
Hmm.
I know for a lot of people, debt is a four-letter word that is dirty, and that you've been told your entire life not to be in debt, and not to build a life on debt, and that if you're in debt you owe something to somebody, and so therefore they control you, and blah blah blah, and all that crap, right? The reason I believe it to be a myth is because A, you currently live in a society where you cannot be in debt, whether that be a car, a house, uh, 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 I mean, hell, even a credit card to survive in today's world. And if you don't even have those three, you're gonna sign up for a contract to be in debt for a cell phone, or you're gonna sign a contract to be in debt for an apartment, or you almost can't escape it because it's hard baked into our capitalist society, right? Would our society be better without it? Yes, right? Our society would be better if we had a bartering system or a universal income system, obviously. But until that day comes, you're going to have to work within the system that we're currently in, right? And in this system, if you can balance your debt with achievement and monetary gain over a stretch of time, you're better for it for the long run, right? Are you going to be paying something off? Yes. Unfortunately, you're going to be paying something off for the rest of your life. I'm sorry. Unless you're a millionaire or a billionaire or a trillionaire, you're always going to be paying a debt off. So I honestly believe that whenever it comes to debt, as much as it grinds against our instincts to just be like, you just got to make peace with it and budget for it, right? But as soon as
Yeah.
you do that, the income brackets that you can achieve by balancing this debt in the long run will benefit you, you know? Like you'll have a home, you'll have stability, right? And like I said, unless we can change our economic system in totality, that's kind of the world that you live in, right? So it's like and it's so weird to say because it goes against everybody's preconceived notion, right? And it's been preached to us just like the hate of taxes, right? It's been preached to us since for our to our parents and our parents' parents, right? Because at some point some millionaire, some wealthy person sold the general public the idea that being debt free is the ultimate freedom, which it is, sure, but not at the detriment of societal cohesion, societal intelligence. Not at the expense of being able to find a way to better your living your lifestyle, right? Or just your living environment. So like it sucks to take on debt. It most definitely does. I agree with Mark in the sense that you know debt it feels like a scam a good majority of the time because it feels like you're always going to be paying it off. But in the meantime, as long as you're smart with your debt, right, you can achieve things that you wouldn't otherwise in trying to be debt free. And so you have to weigh the pros and cons. And I think that too many people give in to the boogeyman of anti intellectualism and just a poor understanding of economics, and because of that it forces people, or it makes people feel helpless, and it makes them feel, oh, I'm never going to be able to get this, and I'm never going to be able to get that unless, like this whole thing, this gigantic economic system changes. And it's like, as much as I want that economic system to change, and I'm going to work towards changing it, you can't, anchor yourself in the meantime, right? You gotta push forward. And I feel like college is the same way. College, at the end of it, I think college gives you a net gain, right? A positive gain as opposed to the negative, which is the debt you're going to leave with. But even that debt that you leave with, you're going to be able to use it to your advantage, as you obviously right now. It's like you said, I agree with the job market being the way it is, and how everyone's hurting right now. The idea of taking on even more debt or something that you feel is unstable, yeah, super scary. um but we have to examine how we got here, right? We got here because nobody understands economics. Nobody has good critical thinking skills. They heard, Trump promise them a million things, and they didn't have the critical thinking skills to think beyond it, right? It's for me it feels like, oh, this thought that people have, the reason they're having this thought because people in the past had the same thought and it screwed it for the people now, but now we're circling back on this thought again. It's like, no, we need to break that chain and and like march forward. And stop. Like I'm so sick of the of the boomerisms of the past, like even this idea that being born with talent, I just see that as an old boomerism, and
Yeah.
it just feels like these weird boomer narratives have taken total control over our society, and it's just like, no, man, we need to think beyond all these. We need to. I think we need to break that cycle, break those things that people call common sense. Like a lot of the times they're not very beneficial or smart. But yeah, I get it. I get it. College is scary in today's world. Um, but please, anyone who's listening out there, okay? College is beneficial, but be smart about it, right? Don't go out of state and live in a dorm for A1 university. Come on, right? Be smart. Go to community college, get your associates, go into university if the degree that you want to go after is specialized, or stay in community college if the degree or certificate that you want to go after is there, right? It's like Lily said, go after a certificate. If you are a self determined individual who knows what they want to do and have done the research and know that, hey, all I need is this certificate and experience. So let me go after this certificate. Sure, do that. But I mean, we really need to get away from this weird. The only thing I can describe it as is anti-intellectualism. Like this weird push against an institution that has only benefited. Well, I wouldn't say only benefited. I think that's the wrong way of putting it. But an institution that has worked to create change for the better, um, over time, rather than the worst. You know, like
Mhm.
a lot of movements that have changed societies have come from college students. you know, and from
Yeah.
colleges around our nation specifically. So I think education is always good. If you can self-educate, that's awesome, but know that self-education is also extremely rare. Not a lot of people know how to do it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so if you're not very confident on the fact that you can self-educate yourself, get your ass to college. Please, for the love of God, sign up for FAFSA. Do what you got to do, man. I promise at the end of the road, you may be more happy with the result than not. Um and that yeah, unfortunately, that's me talking from personal experience, right? That's just an anecdote. But if we're looking statistically speaking, statistically you'll make more money too. So go get your bag. It's
Mhm.
going to cost you a bag, but you'll earn a bag as well. So play,
That's how
find
it
that
goes.
balance. Now, if that's all that we have for the AI news, do you want to go over some of the entertainment news that topics that we have? Um, because I know there was quite a few. Like one of the ones that I really liked that you had put down was what's happening with Paramount. You want to go into that?
Sure. So earlier this week, a group of Democratic lawmakers are suing to block Paramount's deal with Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the deal has been approved by the government,
Mm-hmm.
but the state attorneys, along with, I believe, SAG-AFTRA, has also
Mm-hmm.
sued them to try and stop the deal. Um, Everyone who's trying to stop this deal from happening is purely because it would um, cause a huge surge of job cuts. It would also punish both the consumers
Mm-hmm.
and the filmmakers. Anyone who is involved in the filmmaking scene would be harmed in it
Mm-hmm.
alike. So later on this week, I think like yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
it came out that one of the shareholders of Paramount is now suing
Which I was
Paramount.
super surprised by, honestly.
Yeah. So even they, like even this shareholder understands what is at stake if they go through with this
Mm-hmm.
deal. Hmm.
Oh man, whenever I came across I forgot what states are specifically suing Paramount. Um, but it was super promising, right? The idea that you had a number of state attorneys that are going after the merger deal. Like you said, SAG was going after it. The Writers Guild of America was going after it, and now somebody from the inside is going after this lawsuit, and it leaves me hopeful. Hopefully, it means that the deal is going to end up becoming more expensive than it's worth for Paramount, and that Warner Brothers is going to be able to. Well, here's my question, right? Warner Brothers is selling for a reason, right? They're selling because either they can't keep up with the cost of the studio, or I guess the current owners are looking to make a bag for some reason, right? Um, would you still be um uh I would like your opinion. Like, would you still be for Netflix going after um Warner Brothers and trying to take the studio, or do you think like some other independent studio should try to revive the Warner Brothers name, or should Warner Brothers just, I don't know, collapse underneath its own weight?
I think I'd be okay with Netflix doing it because they understand the value in the properties that they have.
Mhm.
Speaking namely with the what's happening with Avatar right now. Like it just feels like Paramount doesn't understand what even is valuable in their own properties that they own currently, not even counting any of the Warner Brothers properties.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I don't have see promise in Paramount,
Yeah.
especially how they're handling Avatar right now, um, which is really shitty.
Mhm.
Uh, like I do see promise in Netflix, even though it is disheartening to hear that like 300 of their properties have
Pushing the
used
AI.
generative AI.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's because Netflix pushed for it or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I see more promise in Netflix doing it. I
Yeah.
don't know if any indie studio would be able to even afford Warner
Yeah.
Brothers, because
Mhm.
Warner Brothers is a really
Is
old,
huge.
yeah,
Huge.
it's
Yeah.
really old. It's a time it stood the test of time except until now, but like,
Mhm.
they're a big company. They're not they're not just pennies.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
exactly.
think an indie company, unless Warner Brothers just willingly gives themselves away. you know?
Mhm.
Like, I don't know
Yeah.
how they do that, but,
Yeah.
it would be maybe up to them to be like, "Yeah, this little company can take us. That's okay."
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't know how that works.
I'm in the same boat. I think whenever it comes to Netflix, I think Netflix feels like the kind of merger that would spawn more properties, because Netflix is bringing their own IPs in, as well as Warner Brothers, and hopefully that merger would mean just more movies, more TV shows, more content. Whereas if they were to merge with Paramount, Paramount would essentially do what every um, gigantic company does whenever they absorb another, right? Which is, huge layoffs, getting rid of IPs, and for for everything that Paramount has done so far with like their animation departments and IPs coming out of there constantly being canceled or demoted or anything to that degree. I think that I think a merger with Netflix feels like more of a gain, and a merger with Paramount would just be another slaughter fest of another movie studio, and I
Mhm.
don't think that helps anybody in the long run.
Yeah.
Speaking of Paramount, see, I had uh, brought this to your attention earlier, or recently, later in the week, about how Paramount is releasing Avatar, Aang: The Last Airbender, in
Mhm.
theaters. But, like,
Only 2 select theaters.
yeah,
Only 2.
whenever I first saw the headline, I was like, "Oh, shit. Does this mean, like, is this really happening?" And then whenever I kept reading the article, I was like, "No, this is the shittiest thing ever."
Yeah.
Because it's like you said, it's only gonna be for 2 theaters, one on
Mhm.
the East Coast in New York and the other one on the West Coast in California. They're only releasing it for 1 week. I believe they said they're only gonna have it for 3 showings per day. Um, and the only reason that they're doing it is to qualify for award shows. Which,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm gonna get a little animated about this because it makes me so goddamn mad. Why is it that you're gonna shelf a movie like Avatar Aang and submit it for award if you think it's good enough to get accolades? Obviously, they
Mhm.
have faith in this movie for it to win awards if they're trying to make it for the qualifiers. Why in God's name would you then only release it in streaming so that way, and not release it theatrically?
Yeah.
Why? It boggles my goddamn mind, man. I don't
Yeah.
get it.
When I yeah, when I heard about it,
Mhm.
when you showed it to me, the the headline was very super deceiving. I
Oh
thought
yeah.
it was gonna be for like the masses, and
Mhm.
I got excited, and then I read, "Oh man, it's only gonna be in 2 places." And then I was like, "Okay, well, I guess it's fine that it gets a theatrical release at all, even
Mhm.
if it's just, I always try to look on the bright side of
Right.
things. Maybe there's a silver lining." Um, but then I read that it was only because they wanted to be considered for awards, and I was
Ah,
just like,
God.
"Well, that's just a shitty move," because it's like
Exactly. Oh my
okay,
god.
so yeah, and that kind of like shoots in the face of my devil's advocate
Mhm.
thing that I was trying to do for them. Like maybe they couldn't find theater space and this and that. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. And then they happen to find theater space in like 2 theaters, which is
Mhm.
crazy. Like you could have done that across the nation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then and then only for awards. And it's just like, come on now.
it
You
it pissed
couldn't
me
be
off so much,
like
man.
it's and what's even more infuriating is it's a weird type of greed. Like it's
Yeah.
just like a very like if they were any greedier and they had any type of
Mm-hmm.
semblance of a brain, they would be like, yeah, we're gonna release it because of all the money we're gonna make. Who cares if these people are pissed off? We know they're gonna watch it anyway, right?
Right, right.
I could see that being like the greed that anyone would go for because obviously, why wouldn't you go for it? Now
Well,
that it's proven that they'd make tons of money from it.
here's the
No,
thing.
they go for this weird greed of just showing it in 2 theaters
Yeah.
across the nation. It's so weird, like that for awards. Like,
Here's the
are
thing.
you dumb? Like,
He,
you're just
this is
vindictive. Like that's just evil.
this is my thought. My thought is they're not doing this for greed. I honestly think Paramount Plus is actively like trying to erase animation that's not strictly aimed at children. And
That's
and
weird.
and this is why I say that, right? Avatar Avatar Aang isn't the first property that's been shelved that was animated for adults. Um uh Paramount also had rights through Nickelodeon to release a rebooted version of Ren and Stimpy on Comedy Central. Um I think I have seen some scenes from one of the artists that worked on the property, and it was going to be worked on by not the John Kay, the artist behind Ren and Stimpy, but instead by Bob Camp, who was a director for a lot of the early Ren and Stimpy television shows, and he was a showrunner back then. They have shelved that project as well. And that would have been aimed again, Ren and Stimpy's more aimed at young adults and nostalgic millennials more so than, kids. I I think um I think that it has more to do with Paramount's view of animation as opposed to them having some sort of greed or wanting to make money off of these properties.
Mm.
Because obviously Avatar Aang's gonna is good enough, right? I haven't seen the movie, you haven't seen the movie yet. Obviously it's good enough to where they want to be able to submit this thing for awards, right? That means they
Mhm.
have faith in the project if they're trying to do that. So why the hell, right? Like that would literally be printing money if they have that much faith in this property, but yet they're shelving it for streaming only. Like, oh man, I it's like you said. I think whenever it comes to animation, that there's a alternative motive behind it. It can't just be that they didn't have enough faith in the project. It can't be
Mhm.
that, they just didn't see any money being made by the project because I think their own actions are betraying that thought process. I honestly believe that they have a view of animation, and if something doesn't fit within that view for the animation, they kill it. Because what other reason do they have? I can't
Yeah.
think of any other reason, and it pisses me off so much that they're going to be using it for awards because they think it's that good, but yet not put it in theaters so that more people can see it. Instead, they would much rather make people pay for a subscription to see it through their goddamn streaming service. Like, I, I just, I don't know, man. I have been completely cynical about this now. I I I don't think no amount of streaming of this movie is gonna change anything. because they're doing this now. I
Yeah.
I think that no matter how much somebody streams the movie, no matter how many subscriptions they get specifically for this property, I don't think it's about that. I don't think it's about the money.
Mhm.
Otherwise, why submit it for award shows? Because that to me tells me that you know it would make money if you think it's good enough for award shows. So yeah, man. Like I just, but I know that the I know that the taboo thing to say is that I'm gonna pirate it, but Paramount Plus is really they're really tempting me to give them a gigantic middle finger about this because it's making me so angry, dude.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any stinking sense
It
to me.
it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Oh my
It
god.
it it doesn't make sense to me because other than that they just want to cut any type of animation that isn't geared towards kids
Mhm. Or something.
um
Something has to
because
be
that
the reason.
because that kind of makes sense if they're doing it that way.
Mhm.
Um but it's just like cuz I don't think yeah, maybe it's not about the money because I'm pretty sure they would have still made a ton of money if
Yeah.
they like okay, yeah, let's release it on our streaming platform for sure for the
Mhm.
people who pay for the subscription because we make money that way. But
Mhm.
also let's just release it in theaters for
Yeah.
even more money, right? Because
Mhm.
that makes sense to me. Like, yes, it costs money to put them in theaters, but you're gonna make a shit ton of money back
Mhm.
from merch,
Eh,
from ticket
yeah,
sales,
and that's the
from
thing, like, I don't even think that they would make enough money back from subscribers than the money that they've already put into Avatar Studio. Like, there's
well,
no
that's what I
way they're
was
making that
thinking
money
too.
back.
Like that doesn't that's why that doesn't make sense either.
Mhm.
Yeah, that way too because yeah, I don't know if you would make that much money from subscription sales
Yeah, I don't
from
think you would. I would think
yeah.
you would make more dollars per individual from movie ticket sales and merchandising than you would ever make from subscriptions. Because
And
even
that would also
Disney
be on top of it. Like that
yeah,
would be on top of that as
exactly.
well.
Like even
Like you'd
Disney
be making
Plus
double the money.
yeah, even Disney Plus was in the red for like 2 or 3 years before they finally started making money off of their streaming service, and even they know that there are particular properties that make more money in theaters and through merchandising than you would ever make through like at this point I figure that most studios understand that the streaming service isn't like a gigantic revenue pusher, but instead
It's
it's
not.
going to be yeah, like I
Especially
man,
with
oh
the
man.
surge in sales for movie tickets alone.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just this past year, like people have been going to the movies even more now than ever.
Yeah.
Like so it really isn't about the money point blank period, no matter which way you spin it.
Mhm.
Like it's just about maybe cutting this property altogether. In which case, why don't you just sell it? Like why
Because
don't
it
you
makes
sell the
them
property?
I think the more IPs a
If you're
studio
trying to
has
yeah, but if you're
yeah.
trying to cut it, then why
It's
like you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
none of it
I
okay, so this is funny. We're trying to
mhm.
make sense of something that makes no sense. Like no
Exactly.
because
Well, it kinda reminds me what Sony does with Spider-Man, right? Like, whenever they were making the shitty Spider-Man spin-off movies, right? The number one question I kept asking myself is, "Sony, why the fuck are you making all these terrible movies that are costing you more money than it is to than you do than you actually make off of these movies, right? You're in the red every time you make one of these shitty movies, but at the end of the day, it's because they had the IP. That was more important to them. They had the copyright, right? I think a good majority of these students or these studios will hold on to a copyright even if it means it's going to cost them money. And it sounds weird, But I honestly think Paramount Plus is holding Avatar Studios hostage. That's what it feels like.
It's basically like we're just gonna uh keep it
Yeah.
because we don't want to see anyone else have it.
Yeah, we don't want anybody else to make money off of this
Even
property,
if we
only
have
us.
even if we have no faith in it.
Mhm.
Like,
Yep.
which is really weird.
Yeah.
That's a really weird
I mean, it's a
that's
weird
really
perspective to
weird.
have, but it wouldn't be the first time
That
that
makes no sense. It
it
makes
wouldn't be the first time that a studio will sit on something just for the sake of being able to have the IP and nobody else being able to have it. Again, look at Sony. Sony is a perfect example of this. They sit on the Spider-Man IP not because it makes them a shit ton of money, but because they don't want anybody else to have it, particularly Marvel.
I think the only way it would be saved is if someone made them an offer like they couldn't refuse.
Mhm.
Like something
You
they
know,
couldn't say no to.
I think you're exactly right. I think that the only way to save Avatar Studio is if Avatar Studio left Paramount. That is the
Oh
only
yeah,
way of saving
at
that
this point.
IP.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think that I don't think Paramount Plus would ever allow that to happen because that's one of the few franchises that Paramount Plus has that is a widely recognized um um a widely recognized uh
Franchise?
yeah, I mean it is a franchise at this point. Oh, sorry, I got focused on the playback for for the video. I'm gonna have to pause it here in a second. But yes, I think that's what it actually is. That it is they want to sit on an IP, which is super super shitty.
That's
But
weird.
yeah, like I don't know. I don't know, man. I
That's
I
a
hate
weird type of greed.
I hate all of this.
Yeah.
I
That's
hate
a
all of
weird
it.
that's a weird type of greed.
Yeah,
Um
I think you're exactly right. It's a
like
super weird type of greed.
it makes no sense.
Mhm.
We even tried to make sense of it, even from like a greedy perspective, and it makes no sense at all.
And it's
Like if
not
I were
it's not computing.
like, bro, you could make so much money.
Mhm.
Like that's
So
some
much
weird
money.
that like even from a greedy perspective, that's kind of weird. Like you're not
Yeah.
making money. Like that's kind of like the whole point of a business. Like
Yeah. Exactly.
that's
And they
so
just kind of
weird.
I don't know. Like I said, I've seen a studio do this before and it feels like that's what's happening
But
with
this it's
Avatar
still
Studio.
weird every time you see it. Like
Mhm.
it's the strangest thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, yeah,
that's dumb.
it just pisses me off and look, if Avatar Studio ever hears this podcast, which they won't, we're a little bit we're a nothing podcast. But here's the thing: I want you to know that if I pirate this movie, it's not because I hate you. It's because I want to enjoy your property. I want to be able to experience something amazing, and I want to support you as a studio any which way I can, whether that be merchandising, if a physical copy is ever released, anything to that degree. But right now, the idea of supporting Paramount Plus and this weird hostage situation, which Mark makes a good point. Maybe somebody at Paramount just hates Avatar. That may 100% be the problem.
Which is weird. That's weird.
Yeah, that very well
Why
may
do
be
you
the
hate
problem.
Avatar?
But it's
Um,
probably too woke for Paramount Plus and Skydance. I mean, they had a lesbian heroine in Korra, and they're never gonna forgive it. But yeah, man, like,
I don't think they'd mind too much because they were saying whenever it leaked, like even pirating the movie after it like released would have been better than
mm-hmm,
watching the leak
yeah,
because even at that point, other people would have watched it and even like grabbed it from the property itself,
Mm-hmm.
which would have garnered a view anyway.
Yeah.
So like,
Or just have watch
yeah,
parties, you know, like have a couple of people over, one person has a
yeah,
Paramount Plus account and everybody
yeah,
watch it
exactly.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, any which way, like even doing it after, as
Yeah.
long as it gets
And
released,
talking about
was
it.
what they, yeah,
Yeah.
was what they wanted, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
all they wanted. And so I think you're okay. And at this point, like I still do want to support them. I do
I
have a
want to support
Paramount
them too.
Plus
I want to support,
subscription.
yeah. I want to support the studio, most
Yeah.
definitely.
If
But
you want to use my subscription, you can. But like I have it for other reasons,
But
but like,
what we should do, man, is we should get together, Mark, you, me, whoever else wants to come, and we need to just have a watch party. Who's got a big screen that we could watch this on?
but yeah, like, I think at this point,
Hmm.
I think it's okay because,
Jesus, man.
this makes no
It's
sense. Like
it's kind of evil, man. It's kind of
yeah,
evil.
that's
Such
basically what it is. Like I
it,
said earlier,
it's an it's an artistic evil.
it's just sacrilegious. Like, what are you,
Seriously.
like, you're actually the devil. Like, what are
Oh
you doing?
man. Well,
Makes no good sense.
speaking of evil, let's talk about Sony. So, did you hear
Yeah.
about this thing with Crunchyroll?
Well, you showed me, so
Right. Sony's Crunchyroll has put its merchandise store behind a paywall. Crunchyroll has announced that subscribers
what?
will need to be in its mega or ultimate fan tiers to make purchases in its merchandise shop, which will
Oh
include
my gosh.
exclusive collabs, drops, and premium releases. This change means that it is $14 a month for the mega tier and $18 a month for the ultimate tier. Within a yearly bundle, that's about $140 and $180 a year, or else no store access. So, in other words, you got to pay more money so you can spend more money in their shop instead of having the $10. I think the first tier is like $10 a month. Yeah. Yeah. That's that's also extremely shitty. why why would you like okay, so there are bands out there where if you pay for a membership, you get like discounts in their store, right? I've seen that before. I've seen some comic book companies do that as well. There's a subscription based model that it gives you discounts in a store, stuff like that. Why the fuck would you do that? A, because Crunchyroll subscribers already had access to that store to begin with, and
Mhm.
now you're like taking it away from for the first tier subscribers. And then like a lot of people were referring this Mark brought it up here. He said, dude, there's so many bad things going on with Sony. I thought this was going to be about them stopping physical releases for PlayStation. No, dude, actually people are relating this to the idea of Sony getting rid of physical media, because essentially you're getting rid of, because in the Crunchyroll store you can get physical DVDs, Blu-rays through the store itself, and now you're not even going to be able to do that unless you're paying $14 to $18 a month for the Mega and Ultimate tiers. So in a way, they are kind of getting rid of physical media for people that aren't willing to pay that much for a subscription. Jesus, man, to me that is greed, right? Like that is the
Oh no,
ultimate
yeah.
form of greed right there.
Everything that Sony's doing right now is really messed up.
Like one of the things that I thought was cool was the fact that the God of War Faye video game as well as the Wolverine video game were going to be like one of the last two physical releases coming out of PlayStation, because I think GTA 6 was going to be purely digital, right? Um, but apparently, um, whenever PlayStation released a new trailer for the Wolverine game that's going to be coming out, and I believe in September, um, they were bombarded by a number of hate comments and dislikes on various social media sites. Even after they revealed one of the new antagonists in Lady Deathstrike, like the backlash has been brutal for Sony, and I mean they kind of deserve it, man. They deserve it. And
Mm-hmm.
the backlash isn't only coming from fans, it's also coming from nations. So apparently, Brazil has proposed a bill with new protections for gamers, right? After support, according to this bill that they're looking to pass, after support ends, publishers would need to either enable on offline play, provide the community with tools to keep the game running, or offer proportional refunds. Publishers would have to disclose online server requirements and guarantee at least 2 years of support after launch in Brazil. Players would need to be notified at least 180 days before the game's online services are shut down. And lawmakers have also requested a investigation into Sony's plan to end physical PlayStation disc production by 2028. So now you have the entire nation of Brazil coming after their ass. I mean, damn, man. Like,
Which is good. Like,
it's good.
government should be punishing these corporations
Yeah, they
for
should protect.
essentially, yeah, they're essentially stealing what we've
Yes,
already paid for. Like,
exactly.
you
Exactly.
know, it's not, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
that's insane
it's
to me.
fucking nutty, man. And the thing
Like,
is,
what
you, you
the
know, you
heck?
know what's the worst part of it is? The worst part of it is that nobody has learned their lesson yet. Because do
Mm-hmm.
you know how much um Rockstar made on the pre-orders for GTA 6? Just on the
No.
pre-order, it's in the billions with a
Really?
billions, Lily. Yes,
Wow.
billions of dollars. These people bought they pre-ordered a digital copy of a game that they're
That's
not
not
going to
even a
be.
physical order?
No, it's not. GTA isn't going to be released physically. It's digital
Wow.
only. And then, and the worst part is they paid full price for it, $80 and above. Like it's stuff like that that makes me think it's not going to get better, because consumers aren't being smart about it. You know, they're
Well,
just.
it's that it's in part due to like the inevitabilism, like
Mm-hmm.
the doomerism that consumers have right now. Like, oh, then how else am I supposed to play this game that I really want? Like
Yeah.
it's inevitable. This is the only way I have to am able to buy it, this, that, the other,
Mm-hmm.
when in reality it should be like, no, I'm not gonna stand for this. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
buy your game unless you change it to the way I want it to be. Like unless you
Exactly.
promise that if I buy the digital version, it's not gonna be taken from my library randomly one day,
Mm-hmm.
Like unless you can promise these things, um, you know, any amount of things.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
promising you don't take it from my library.
Just
Like,
promise me some protections for
yeah.
something I'm paying
In
full price for, you know?
Yeah, it is that type of mentality, that doomerism that a lot of people are showcasing right now. And I'm so
Mm-hmm.
sad that that's, you know, and yeah, sometimes I feel that way too, but at the end of the day, you could just be like, well, I'm just gonna do something else. Like
Yeah.
I don't have to play this video game. I can go play the older video games,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
still have as much fun, or go buy another game from another company that's not gonna steal it from me
Exactly.
randomly one day, or just go back to physical media,
Mhm.
any amount of things, pick up a hobby, like,
Something. Something, man.
like you could it's not the end of the world, guys. You don't have to like I love video games, but you don't have to give these companies your money. Like
Not
don't let
full
them
price. Not full price. Are
like
you
don't
crazy?
don't let them take it from you. Like, like
Yeah. Yeah.
you have the you have power. You
You
can
have power as consumers and you're just willingly giving it away for God knows what reason.
That's your money. Like, why are you gonna
Oh
let
my
them keep taking your
goodness.
money
And
like
and
that?
the
Like,
thing is,
dude.
all it does is allow them to continue to do so, right? Like
Exactly.
it's already incentivizing, like, because other gaming companies are gonna see this, right? And it's gonna incentivize them to be like, well, Rockstar was able to charge $80 for a digital copy of a game. Why do I gotta release physical media if they've already made billions of dollars off of pre-orders, right? Like they're setting the groundwork. They're setting the plans to allow other gaming companies to do that. What are we gonna do whenever Bethesda decides to release? They finally release Elder Scrolls 6, and they do the same damn thing. Like we're not gonna be able to blame anybody else but ourselves at that point. Like who else fault is it other than our own? you know?
Yeah.
Like
It really just comes down to like if the governments aren't gonna step in, it really comes down to the ethics that
yeah. Yeah.
some higher ups in these companies have to have to show and be like, no, this isn't okay. Like we
Mhm.
should not do this because
Yeah.
in the long run, this is gonna bite us in the ass,
Yeah.
or or it's just wrong, or anything like any any type of sense, but like
It's making none of
S
it, that's for sure.
sadly, that's probably not gonna happen because, greed and company's gonna company.
Mhm.
They're supposed to make money. So
Yep.
yeah, you would hope that the government's gonna try and step in and do something. So it's good to see a government is,
Actually trying to
stepping
do
up.
something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully other countries, nations, whatever have you, uh start doing that as well. Like
Yeah. Yeah, you
start
would hope
punishing these
that
guys.
that, you know, that other nations would have enough sense to protect consumers,
Mhm.
but I don't know, man. The way it feels like, let's see, Mark says he was already upset with $70 becoming the new normal price and still annoyed that Nintendo for the $80 for the Mario Kart game. I Unfortunately, I feel like $80 is gonna
The new
become the new
normal.
normal. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I anytime anything goes up in price, it very, very rarely ever goes down in price. And it feels like this is gonna be very much the same thing. Uh, uh, where we are literally in a capitalistic hellhole.
Sure are.
Oh my god. Um, let's see.
Billions is crazy.
Billions is crazy, dude. Hold on. Let me see if I can find
For
exactly how
GTA,
much.
like, that's insane.
Let me
I'm
see.
sorry. I know the game looks great, but come on now. Like, GTA? Like,
Let me see if I can find out exactly what it is. I'm pretty sure it was in the billions. Let's see. In 1 week, they made 260 million. That's 1 week.
that's still a lot. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy amount. That's a crazy amount.
Let's see. Oh, here it is. Um, According to IGN, uh, bu- 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 let's see, where is it? Give me the numbers. Okay, GTA 6 pre-orders generated an estimated 1 billion in revenue within the first hour of going live on June 25th, 2026, according to an analysis by University of Virginia professor Anthony Palomba, based on Take-Two Interactive stock market activity. Some unconfirmed reports suggest that the figure climbed as high as 3 billion within 24 hours. These numbers dwarf GTA 5's launch record of 1 billion in 3 days back in 2013. However, Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive had not released any official pre-order figures, so all numbers circulating at this stage are analysis estimates or unverified claims. So it looks like I'm a little bit I'm wrong here. It looks like the 1 billion was a estimate in value based on as it says here, stock market activity. So how much Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive's stocks shot up whenever GTA 6 was released. As of right now, the only thing that has been confirmed is the $260 million. All
Okay.
right.
That's still a lot of money.
That's still a shit ton of money. That's still a shit ton. Oh my god. Yeah, it feels like nobody is really it feels like nobody is voting with their wallet, and so
Mm-hmm.
therefore um yeah, I don't think I don't think I think people or companies are going to walk away from this with a inflated idea of how much video games should cost, and it's pretty much what we're going to be dealing with from this point forward, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
um Although in some more lighthearted news that I came across, apparently, well, I don't know if this is lighthearted, but it does have a better ending than a shitty one. Um, so we all know about the Back Rooms movie that came out from Studio A24, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently, the studio was hitting fan accounts with copyright strikes. Um, 2 days ago, a Reddit user posted that their artwork had been taken down from the print on demand marketplace Redbubble. The design was based on a famous liminal hallway photo that first inspired the Backroom's creepypasta craze when it was posted online in 2019. The artist said that their work was removed following a complaint to Redbubble submitted on behalf of A24 Films LLC. Afterwards, Devicus Games posted that its indie game, Backrooms Level 94, had been hit with copyright claims on the Google Play Store due to violating Google's impersonation policy. They said that at least 3 other small indie devs had something similar happen to them. Before long, director of the A24 film, Backrooms Films, Kane Parsons, commented on the original Reddit post that, and this is his quote, "I'm looking into this, should not be happening." And then in an interview, Parsons said that the Backrooms concept is an open source public domain idea and that there hadn't been any interest in going after people because that just seems like a bad idea. We don't want to make people angry at us for no good reason.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed as if shortly after A24 walked back their copyright claims, and their statement was, as Kane Parsons was made clear, Backrooms is part of a infinitely bigger ecosystem, rife with creatives who have every right to tell their own version of the story. Yesterday, we were made aware of the automated claim submitted to Redbubble on behalf of A24 and Backrooms Movie. We immediately began the process to reverse it and reinstate the listing. A24 makes no claim of ownership over the yellow wallpaper, the original post referencing it, or any of the community works. that have since been built around it. We will continue to support the artists who, like Kane, were inspired by it. So that's awesome, right? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, it was shitty that they were copyrighting it in the beginning, but it looks as if that they have reversed all those copyright strikes and that people can start making artwork and products based off of the Backrooms copy pasta.
Hmm.
And but here's the thing. I kind of wonder, like, so obviously the Backrooms mythology and copy pasta existed before the movie. And then whenever the movie came out, A24 and the people producing the movie, they do hold some sort of copyright claim, right? But I guess not over the idea of it. I really don't understand how that works, right? Like how do you own the how do you own an intellectual property that other people actively make other intellectual or that other people make other intellectual properties out of, since
Are
Backrooms is supposed
you
to be so open source. You know what I mean?
are you asking if they own the backrooms, or what are you asking?
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm kind of wondering. Do they own the Backrooms? Do they own that property?
Well, yes and no. They they own the movie, but because of the
Right.
way that it started, the backrooms, the
Mm-hmm.
entity itself, they can't copyright claim any of the other things that have come out before or even after the movie,
So is it like
because of
they
the way
own? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I was thinking
because of
out
the
loud.
way and Kane Parsons explained it himself, and he's always said it even before the movie, like this um any of the short films that he made, yes, he made them, but he
Mm-hmm.
didn't make the idea, so he doesn't claim the backrooms,
Yeah.
like, you know. And I'm glad that he spoke up, and I'm glad that A24, faithfully, like, with good faith, was just like, yeah, you're right. We're gonna walk this back, because we don't. This is a company that understands that punishing the consumer is not the way to go. If
Yeah.
you keep doing this sort of thing, you're essentially going to perpetuate them not supporting your future properties.
Yeah.
And this is a company that understands that. And I'm so glad that someone's finally doing it. I wish Nintendo would do it, um, because they're
Yeah,
very
they're
popular
they're
in
infamous
doing
for
that
it.
sort of thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so yes and no. They own the movie, but they don't own the idea, so they can't copyright the idea. And
So, can
I
they
mean,
only
yes,
copyright the characters that they create for the concept and the
they
actual
could
movie itself?
They could, but it looks like they don't want to, because, like I said, they don't want to punish the consumer. Like,
Yeah.
they don't want to anger the people who have made the property successful.
Mhm.
Not, I mean, yes, the full property, the full idea, and the movie. Like,
Yeah.
these are people who showed up because they love the director, they love the property itself. They followed it even before Kane Parsons made it,
Yeah. Yeah,
made
exactly.
visual representation of it. And that this is a company that completely understands that. They could very well do it. They could very well look at art pieces that do replicate this movie specifically.
Mhm.
And who knows, maybe they're doing that only specifically right now, right?
Right.
But I'm glad that they at least walked back copywriting all of this stuff. It's kind of like how who was it? The React brothers tried to copyright React.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. that
so
wasn't
if I had to
popular either.
compare this to something very similar,
Yeah.
that's something very similar. They they of course they became very popular for making videos that of people who react to certain things, certain age groups as well.
Yeah.
Are they the first people to do that?
No.
No.
Right.
They're the first, maybe they're the first people to help popularize it for sure. Should they be able to copyright the word react? No,
No. Yeah.
because they didn't invent the word or the meaning react, which is what Kane Parsons was arguing with the backrooms,
Right.
you know. So, yes. And I think, yeah, maybe that now that I'm bringing it up, maybe A24 saw that and they were like, yeah, you know what? No, we're not going to do this because the React brothers did it and we don't want to be like them, you
We
know.
do not want to be dragged through the mud for that one.
Yeah, we're not the React brothers. We've seen the template, the
Yeah.
blueprint,
Yeah.
and we don't want to go there. So, yeah, like I'm glad to hear that a company has um grown a sense of what it means to value the people who gave you their money
Mm-hmm.
and want to keep um showing kind, like, hey, you showed us love, we're gonna show you love,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
Hmm. But
Let's
yeah, so
see.
it's really late, it's 11.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
So
yeah.
I
Let's go ahead and close this out. Let's take a look at the artwork here. Let's see. Pull it up. There we go. All right. What we got? I'm still in the sketch phase, but I do like how the costuming's coming out for Wolverine so far. Oh man, you're already in the line art phase. Damn.
Yeah, it
Nice.
was really hard to it's still really hard to I don't have a reference for this one, so I had to make it up.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Mm-hmm.
and it's really hard. Like,
It looks good. The composition
thank
looks
you.
really good. Um,
Thanks.
and you also, I mean, I don't see any kind of issues, anatomically speaking. I'm not too familiar with the anime yet, so I don't really know how they look. But I like how you have I like the way she looks. How you have her so far.
Yeah. It's easier for me to draw women
Mm-hmm.
that rather than men. So I might tweak him a little bit more. He went through a little bit of tweaking earlier on.
Yeah.
You'll see it in my speed paint, but I think right now this is probably really good
Mm-hmm.
where he looks. It's just a really awkward angle. I don't know, like,
Oh,
yeah,
kind of
this
like
is
eye level with the knees and looking up.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a low composition. So it's
Yeah.
really
Low compositions are tough, man.
yeah. It's you can obviously use some artistic license to kind of like obviously the body doesn't move that way, but for the
Mm-hmm.
sake of the art piece, you have to do it this way just because it looks better. But
Yeah.
I'll have to tweak it a little bit more.
It looks good though. I like
Yeah,
how I
thank you.
like where it's going so far. I really
Thank
do
you.
like the composition. You really nailed that down. That looks awesome.
Thank you. Yours is coming out really good. I do like that you changed up the poses.
What I think is
Yeah.
interesting is so check this out. Whenever let me pull up the old sketch. Let's see, where is it? Why is it not showing? Oh, so this was the old sketch,
Mm-hmm.
and now the new sketch. A whole lot more dynamic. I appreciate the
Yeah.
suggestion.
Yeah. It's 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 cool being able to work on these pieces
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, you get to practice a little bit more, but it's also like making me realize like what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Um I just need to do it. So even if it's hard, even if it's a little awkward, like that, to that one guy.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Mm-hmm.
got to do it.
You just
You just
got to
got to
do it,
practice.
man. You got to
Even if
throw
it looks
yourself in the
weird,
deep end. Yeah.
you just do it, and we're doing it,
You figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do. Yes, I love the energy. This feels really good.
I
I'm
can't
really
wait to
excited
finish
to
it
see how it
now.
comes out. Yeah, it's gonna look so cool.
Hyped. Hyped.
Yeah. But yeah, that feels like a good place to end the stream. It
Yep.
ran a little bit longer
Yeah, sorry about that
than
again.
yeah. It's past my bedtime, guys. Sorry, but
We got work tomorrow, right? Or well, do you have
I don't.
either
But
way, it's past
I like
bedtime,
to sleep.
right?
Yes. But yeah, we had some technical difficulties earlier on. Thanks for sticking with us through that, you guys. We're gonna end this stream here. You can find Esso at Esso Art Studio on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. You can find me at Lily Lilac Draws on Instagram, Threads, Tumblr, and TikTok. All our links are down below. Thanks for joining us again today, you guys. Just watching the stream while it's going on, or even our playbacks on Monday,
Mhm.
kindly provided by Esso, with vamped up graphics and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
I'll be working on that
Even
this weekend.
yeah, just watching those and being here with us means a lot to us, you guys. So thank you so much. Thanks for uh, joining us again. Pleasure to unwind together with you guys and talk about the things that uh, I guess for this week deeply angered us.
We were
But
passionate this week.
really angry. But yeah, we'll see you next time. And remember, stay creative.
See ya.
Bye.